Oh, for the love of God, why
Okay,
does it always do this?
what happened?
The screen blacked out, but it's fine. It just kind of happens. No, not that one. This one.
You're being hacked,
Okay.
Kyle, by me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're good now. So, here we are. We are starting the news. Totally no fuck ups. Wouldn't be us if there weren't. But we're doing the
It's
news
honestly safe.
for January gaming. There wasn't too much, but there was like there's kind of a lot to dive into. We're gonna start with what I think is the biggest like actual like making of games news, and we're gonna end off with what is the most interesting thing that has happened over the last
I feel like I know
few days,
exactly.
if I do
Yeah, I
say
know
so
exactly what
myself.
you're talking.
It's GameStop.
Yes, of course. The
It is
Holy
GameStop.
Land.
So we have to talk about those stocks, man. Uh, so
Oh
uh,
yeah.
so yeah, let's talk about it. So Lucasfilm Games, as in the article here, has new partnerships, which means that the galaxy is the limit. There is a new Star Wars game title coming from Ubisoft and an Indiana Jones game coming from Bethesda. So,
I as the resident Star Wars fan, I'm pretty happy about this. I feel like EA's got a pretty 50-50 track record on their Star Wars games, to which there are only like four of them. And I'm not too happy about Ubisoft. I don't think they're an amazing developer, but I mean, I also don't like EA, but they let Respawn make Fallen Order. Fallen Order's great, and so is Respawn. So maybe Ubisoft will get like the team that's like good to make this.
Ha- haven't they made Star Wars games before?
no.
Ubisoft? No,
They
never.
They made one on the DS, I think.
Oh, they probably. I don't know. Was it Force Unleashed? I don't think that. I don't think they
Actually,
made
hold on,
that.
I can check. Wait, uh,
All right, I'm
where's the-
looking it up on screen
okay.
right now. Ubisoft Star Wars. Um, yeah, they made the Star Wars trilogy Apprentice of the Force on the Game Boy Advanced.
Oh, interesting.
So
They
Neil was kind of
also
right.
they also made Star Wars Lethal Alliance. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure. Yeah, I thought it was on the DS.
I will look into that.
Unfortunately,
Star
while I know,
Wars
while I
Lethal.
do know my Star Wars lore, I know like jack shit about like any video game of Star Wars that wasn't like culturally defining. Like if it's not the original Battlefront or like Force Unleashed or Knights of the Old Republic, I've never heard of it.
Well, Neil was right, by the way.
Yes, he was. Neil is the gamer between us.
Yes, true gamer Neil. Um, I like really like when I saw the Indiana Jones game, I kind of started freaking out because I was just, like cuz it brought me back to like when I had the Indiana Jones Star Wars game,
Oh, the
the
Lego
Lego
Indiana
one,
Jones
yeah.
game. Oh, this is so
That's what I
good.
meant.
Those are so good.
Like when I had like both of those and I'm just like is Bethesda going to make as good of a game as a Lego game? Of course not. We've already decided on stream, not on stream, on
Yeah.
recording. I don't even. I think that was actually the last Arenacast that was uploaded. We decided that Lego games was the only video games worth. Uh,
Yeah, Neil, re-ranked Lego games as S tier. It was like
But
the only. It was unanimous that they are the most consistent with their quality because like
it's true.
granted like Trails and I'm trying to think a bunch of other series we all like they ranked high, but it's like not all of us are into them. But like the one series we all played and all had a super valid opinion on was the Lego game. So we were like, fuck it. If anyone's got to go S, it's got to go to the Lego series.
that is not true. We put Fortnite in bottom tier because
Yeah,
it's
but I meant
shit.
like with good opinions.
Oh
Yeah, no,
yeah,
we
well
all
yeah.
garbage, but like we all agreed that was a fantastic series.
Yeah. It's
But
true though.
they're still making them. They're making another Lego Star Wars game.
Yeah, so it brought me back to it. Is Bethesda again going to make something like that? No. But Bethesda is like if they other than Fallout 76, I'd say with their games, they are consistent with, I wouldn't say bangers, but I would say they are consistent in making good games.
Dude, I have a bit of a hot take about Bethesda.
Yeah?
They need to fucking calm down. They act like they're this huge goddamn like industry.
True.
They're really not. They they have, do you know how many goddamn games they're making? There's one, Elder Scrolls 6. That's
Yeah.
not coming out anytime soon. They're still supporting Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Fucking, what else? There's Starfleet. There's that fucking weird ass game where like everyone disappears, like Ghost of something, where that girl that everyone simped for at E3 showed up. Now they're doing this. It's like, guys, come on. Like, fucking, man, they just did Doom. It's like, pace yourselves, guys.
No,
Like,
no,
say what you
they're
will about
also making they're also making that game that looks really cool. It's the one where you go like where you have to, it's like Groundhog's Day, but you have to kill like the 8 assassins and there's someone coming
yeah,
after you.
isn't that their side hoe division? I think those are the people that made Dishonored. Because like Bethesda owns them and they're
That
technically
one and Tokyo Ghostwire, which is the game you were mentioning with the girl everybody was simping for. Those are their side
their
developers.
side hoe games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, dude, I don't think Bethesda has like I don't know, man. I want the Indiana Jones game to be good. I imagine it will be. I'm excited for it, but I'm like, dude, you gotta fucking pace yourselves, man. Like, you're not that big, and you still have Fallout to fix. Like, the last time you touched the Fallout series left a pretty sour taste in people's mouths. Like, are we just gonna forget about that for a while?
That's true.
But
I think it's not going to be like a wowing experience, but I think it's going to be like, oh, this was made by Bethesda, and oh, this was kind of good. I hope that, like, we get more Indiana Jones stuff in the future. But not,
well, I
like,
mean,
to the
that's all,
point of, oh my god, this game is, like, amazing. Like, I remember when Skyrim came out, everybody, like, was just like, whoa, bro, you know?
well, like I'm not asking for a game to like open my third eye and like make my dick bigger, but like, like Dishonored. I don't think that's a crazy insane game. I think it's really good. I think it's well developed, and that's just all I expect from it. Dishonored is like, I feel like that's a game where you could say like that's the best mid-tier kind of game. Like, if it doesn't stay with you too long, but whenever you remember it, you go, oh, that was nice. It's like a school field trip. You're like, yeah, I'd rather go on my own vacation, but that was a good school field trip.
True.
So like, that's all I'm asking for. I just want an Indiana Jones game that's good, that I liked and I remember fondly on the rare occasion I think about it. But I'm just saying, man, Bethesda does a fucking lot, and I don't think they're that big.
That
They have two studios. They pump. They are taking on a lot of shit at once, and they don't even really polish anything anymore. So it's other than Doom. Like, the only people that put polish into the games are the Doom studio. So it's like, why not just have them, just work on everything?
the problem with like doing that, I think, is that there are like so many series that people want to get to, and it is very good at making a Doom game, but that's like a very short level to level game.
That's
Whereas
true.
whereas what Bethesda does is like, or like what a lot of Bethesda does is this open world like game, and I don't know if it would be like, I think they would be capable of making a game just like that. It's just that would it be as polished as Doom? I don't think so. Because
I don't
that's
know,
not
man.
their
Like,
specialty. It's like
I
Pokemon
don't,
going into a 3D setting. They were getting so good at sprite art, and then all of the sudden we just switch right to 3D.
yeah, but also Bethesda has like whatever the side hoe team is called, and like
That is
Dishonored
true.
has like a lot of design philosophy that you can kind of like attribute to Doom. Like, Dishonored's a little more open, but it is basically just level to level. It's
It is
almost got the
level per
Super
level.
Mario World 64 effect where it's like, oh, going like East Britain, and there's like 5 things you can do in there, and you can find upgrades and just kill your opponents in different various ways. And it's like, yeah, that kind of design philosophy is like there in Doom. So, and I don't know, I don't think it's inherently bad to be like, hey, well, the Doom people aren't doing anything. Let's just get a bunch of their creative leads to put their 2 cents in on the whatever the fuck the other teams are doing.
That's not a terrible idea to do an advisor type of thing because yeah, that
I mean,
wouldn't be terrible. I actually like that idea. I don't have like
and
too
and
much
it's,
to say on it other than what you've
and
said.
it's not like Doom series is intrinsically tied to its polish. That's something that anyone could advise on a game series. You know,
Yeah.
that's not series dependent. You could get the people who made Doom to polish Pokemon, and they'd probably do a good job because polishing, like I said, is not reliant on your series. It's just it's something like writing. Like sure, you might write a horror story and a romance novel, but the hallmarks of a good written story can still be attributed to both scenarios, and those stories are night and day.
Yeah.
So that's my only hot take. Other than that, I'm fairly excited about
Fair.
Lucasfilm games.
Fair. Not only that, I do want to just say something about the Ubisoft game because the thing about Ubisoft games is that they used to have some sort of like I mean like they used to have like the Assassin's Creed games and like Prince of Persia and uh I mean I don't know what else games were like actually like really good from them. I'm blank. Oh, Rayman.
Yeah, Rayman's pretty good. That's
Rayman is.
another again. That's another series. Great, very well made game.
It's just that they never make them. Hell, Mario and Rabbids came out what 3 years ago, and that's a pretty good game, I have to say.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I played it. I thought it was put a lot of effort into what I thought was going to be a really lame cash in.
Um, I thought it was cute and adorable. Not worth $60. I'd say about 40. But
I'd say that about most games too. Not a
it's
lot of $50 worths out there anymore.
yeah. Um,
Ooh. You know what? If I will take back all my criticism from Ubisoft if they make essentially what Star Wars 1313 was going to be, because that game looked fucking amazing, and they canceled it.
ooh, yes, I would love that.
That was basically going to be Mandalorian, the video game, and I think if they do that, it would just sell instantly.
Like yes. However, I like just to go back on what Ubisoft, they've also made every Rainbow Six other than Siege that like that or not Rainbow Six. I didn't mean Rainbow Six. I meant every Tom Clancy game other than Splinter Cell and Rainbow Six Siege, which they have made by the way. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like those like some of the newer ones like Ghost Recon, The Division, and Division 2. Like some of the and what were some other ones I remember from Ubisoft? Like they made some stupid racing game and like they have yet to release Skull and Bones, the really terrible like years of like Assassin's Creed, like after
I was just gonna
NCO
say,
and
I'm
before
shocked that we haven't
Origin.
mentioned. Yeah, the hey man, you watch your mouth. Black Flag is awesome.
Black Flag is I'd say like after 4, like once they started doing like when they did Unity and the other one that came
And
out alongside Unity, like those like 3 or 4 years were trash.
well, no, Black Flag isn't an Assassin's Creed game. It's a pirate sim that's using an Assassin's Creed engine. That's why it's the only good one in that era.
True. But I just feel like and like not only that, but I think they have like Beyond Good and Evil 2 and oh what's the other one? And Skull and Bones that they haven't even released yet. Like those could even be canceled for all we know. And like those looked promising.
Speaking of could be canceled, do you guys remember Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4?
No. No, because we're not
Exactly.
supposed
'Cause
to.
they don't, yeah, because they don't either.
Yeah. I mean I guess we could talk about Bayo. I don't have it on my list because I didn't find it to be that important to say, oh yeah, Bayo 3 may or may not be like canceled, like, I truly think that they just want, like, people to stop asking because something probably happened in development. Because, the Switch doesn't run very complicated games. And what could Bayonetta 3 be? A very complicated game. So,
I
uh,
mean, yeah, that's true. But I feel like when you're 3 games in, I feel like you don't shake it up so much. And if the Switch can run 1 and 2, I feel like the only thing you can really do is add some graphical prowess. And I mean, Bayonetta does owe a lot to Nintendo, so I can't imagine they aren't at least thinking about Nintendo, like trying to be like, let's get this on a Nintendo system because they literally saved the series.
but what happens if they decided, oh yeah, let's use the Nier engine that we haven't put on Switch yet? Because they're just like, oh, it looks pretty polished and maybe we should use it. But, like, like, what happens if there's something that doesn't run on Switch? Like,
I wonder if Platinum is salty that they're not making Nier Replicant.
are they not?
No, they're not. It's a different studio.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no Nier game has ever been made by more than one studio at a time.
Huh.
The first Nier game isn't even made by Platinum. It's made by who is it made by?
I don't remember. It's like some small company thing back then.
I think
Okay.
this one's still published by Square, but
Yeah,
it's not Platinum. But
This
it
one's
has
like
the same
Toy Box,
characters.
I think, or something like that.
Yeah, Toy Box. It's from Toy Box.
But I thought that
Pretty sure, at least.
I
But yeah.
thought that Nier and Nier Nier Replicant or like Nier Automata were made by Platinum.
It's Toy Box.
Yeah, well, the first Nier game not made by Platinum, and
No.
of the
Yeah.
Japanese version of the first Nier game, the only one Platinum ever made was Automata.
Yes.
It's kind of just a series that Square owns, and they just tap different people on the shoulder and they go, "Hey, make the new one."
Yeah, the first one was made by a studio called Cavia.
Yes.
That's interesting. That is like really, really interesting.
Yeah. So out of the whole Nier and Drakengard series, the one thing that kind of is consistent is the director, and maybe some like core development staff members. Other than that, though.
Yeah, so
Not
they
really.
made the original Dragon and Dragon Guard 2. They made 3 Resident Evil games. But like they're all like spin-offs and stuff. And like
Yeah.
that's basically the most like well-known games.
So did they make
Dragon Quest game? Holy shit.
really?
Sorry.
Which one?
Yeah. A Dragon Quest shown it's a spin-off game, but
Okay.
yeah, it's like in Japanese. We never got it.
So yeah, that's interesting. Well, isn't Yoko Taro the one that makes those games?
Yes, he's a director for all of the games.
Okay. So he's
Just
a
about.
freelancer. He doesn't actually work for Platinum?
No,
He doesn't work for Platinum. He works for Square Enix.
Who he hates.
But he is an employee.
He hates Square.
Mm-hmm.
Who he hates.
Yeah, he makes fun of them all the time.
Yeah, because they don't give him money for his games. So he's like, you know what?
But they're the only ones who fund his games, so.
Yo, and then they're like, then Automata did good. He's like, all right, we like you now. Like, yeah, damn right you do.
Yeah, right.
Damn right you do.
They're like, you can work on Final Fantasy. You can do anything. Like, yeah. Mobile game.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, you can make good games. He's like, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Well, yeah. I guess just going back to Ubisoft, like, they can make a shit tier game, or they can make a really good Star Wars game. It's...
Oh, sorry, you go.
I'm leaning more towards shitty microtransaction game, but that's my opinion.
I think the strongest thing they could do, the first thing that'll already put them ahead of, like, a really average, like, C- D tier game, do not adapt anything. Don't adapt The Mandalorian, none of the original saga, like none of that. Original story. You can only go up from there. And it doesn't have to be completely isolated. You can set it wherever the fuck in the timeline you want. But don't put in characters we know. Like, I love all the good Star Wars characters, but I don't want to see Luke or Darth Vader or Ahsoka or Mando. I want my own story, and because I feel like it stands above its own. Because every good Star Wars thing usually stood on its own.
I would like it if it meant something like more like a cameo, like when, spoiler alert, just in case, like skip over a minute because we're not going to talk about it that for that long. When Luke Skywalker is in the Mando season 2 finale.
I don't know, man. I feel like we've pulled the cameo card. That show alone pulled the cameo card too much.
That's
I think
true. But
like I
like
think
if
we hit the limit. Like I wouldn't mind like a game set in the Clone Wars and you played as a group of clones and Anakin and Obi-Wan showed up every so often. Wouldn't mind that. I think a good example of a cameo is
you
skip
can't
ahead a
use
minute.
the Luke card again, I feel. Like indefinitely.
I also feel like it's just like I don't know. It just shows your writing capability. Like one of the most famous Star Wars games is Knights of the Old Republic. The game takes place 1,000 years before anything. It's like you can't pull the Yoda or it's Sidious. It literally just has to be like, who's that? That's Darth Revan. Who the fuck is Darth Revan? Well, you're gonna find out who Darth Revan is, and it stands on its own. It makes you care about these characters. So when later lore mentions them, it feels important rather
Like
than sometimes I maybe I'm going to throw a little shade out here. Sometimes a cameo is just to me the writer's just like it's just shorthand for what this is, who they are.
yeah. Like I really liked like I think that's why Jedi Fallen Order did really good. It made us fall in love with like Cal Kestis and that team.
I think that game has the strongest cameo as of late. Just having Vader at the end. I think it's a very strong way to end it. It is like a natural progression, and exactly, it has a whole new cast that makes you fall in love with them, and I think Ubisoft has the potential to do that again.
I think so. It's just that just looking at like their big budget games, like their last good game was Mario and Rabbids. So,
True.
oh wait, they also made, we forgot to mention Watchdog Legions. That's a shit tier game, and that's their most recent one.
That's an amazing game, Kyle. What are you talking about?
I feel like we should move on from from this subject because we talked about Watchdog Legions in another video.
Yeah.
So
So anyway,
so
next on the docket.
I feel like, okay, so while before you have to go, I want to also talk about Resident Evil, the thing that happened.
Oh yes, it's also in
So
my
let me
wheelhouse.
pull this up. Resident Evil Village. I'm not gonna lie, I really love how they do it because when you looked at the picture just like before we like hop in. Wait, whoa!
What?
Resident Evil Village actor Jeanette Mouse dies at age 39.
Yeah, she like just died. She I forget who else she played, but she plays the like vampire woman's daughters in Village, which is pretty sad. It's unfortunate to see her die. She's really good.
Oh no, she didn't even look 39 in this picture. I'd say like late 20s. Huh. That's so sad. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Anyways, I just want to pull up this picture. I really like what they do because like you have like the V and then the L and then the L and then the L that all look like what do you call it?
The Roman numeral. Yeah.
Yeah.
7 did that too, which was they did that for because in Evil it was V and then I and L, so it was just Resident Evil 7. And then I remember, like, it's so funny because I must just be stupid because every reaction channel I watch, the minute the trailer starts, everyone's like, "Oh, it's Resident Evil. It's got to be Resident Evil 8." Meanwhile, I was like, "Ooh, what is this?" And I got the vibe, and then I was like, "Oh, what if this is Resident Evil?" And I saw the title said Village. I was like, "Damn, this would have made a great Resident Evil game." And then it had the Roman numeral. I was like, "Damn, I'm fucking stupid. Of course it's Resident Evil." And it's a sequel to my favorite Resident Evil game.
Which one?
7. It's a direct sequel to 7. I mean,
Apparently, the vampire lady is like 96 inches.
yeah, she's tall. She's taller than a
So
door
what would
frame.
that be? Like 8 feet, I think?
Yeah, 8, 9 feet, just about.
Yeah, it's 8 feet because 96 divided by 12 is 8, I think.
Yeah, so 8 feet tall.
Anyways,
So, you know.
Resident Evil Village event. Showcase. Okay. Okay, showcase. Let's see if we could find it. Showcase. Yeah, I really I haven't seen it myself because I personally didn't really have a particular care for it, but I figured Jack would be a part of the next thing, and he watched it, so
I did
didn't have
watch
to
it.
do my homework for this one, but
Yeah.
I knew it was important.
It was pretty good. It was just basically showing that yes, the game runs well. It looks fucking gorgeous, and kind of just giving a general overview of what you're going to be doing. There's like, yeah, if you played Resident, it basically boiled down to if you played Resident Evil 7, this is that, but again, which I mean, I don't mind. They're like, oh, we made improvements, and it feels much more in line with like the midway part of the Resident Evil series. Like in the beginning, it's like this campy horror movie, and then in the middle, it's like it's still horror, but it's a little like out there. And then by the later games, it just became a fucking action movie. And then when 7 came out, like 7 doesn't feel like a Resident. It feels like a Resident Evil game in tone, like in gameplay. It's like not. It's kind of similar, but like just the story was way more mellow. Like it wasn't this super virus is sweeping the city. It was literally this family is possessed and they're trying to kill you, survive. But this one, like everyone's saying, it's a lot of Resident Evil 4 vibes, which I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of like because it's not making it feel like, oh, if you like Resident Evil 7, you just only like that one and not the other series. I think it's going to be a pretty good stepping stone to be like, hey, if you liked 7 and you like 8, you might actually like 4 and like 3. And you then from there you'll just work your way backwards because I think Resident Evil is a little hard to work your way chronologically. I don't think 1 is a good game, so it turned me off from playing the other games.
Yeah, 1 does not look like a good game, like, at all.
But the 2 and 3 remakes look amazing.
That's true.
But I'm skeptical because said I like 7 and they don't play like 7.
Yeah. They had like a pre-order bonus. They revealed the woman that everybody is the new simp woman. Like, it was like last year or like 2019. We had Bowsette. Now we have this woman.
Yeah, Lady Demetricus, I think her name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think while yeah, it's super hilarious that everyone's simping for her. I think it totally defanged the game's horror. Like I'm not scared of this game anymore because I've seen her lose it so many times. Like I can't be scared of her.
Fair. Um. So do all of the games take place like? Is it all chronological?
Yeah, it's all in the same universe. Like the protagonist from the first game shows up at the end of 7. He's in 8. And they
Yeah,
all kind of like
because I know Chris Redfield's in 8. So.
yeah, and he saves you at the end of 7 too. He literally is like, I'm here to bring the credits, and then brings the credits.
Lol.
But yeah, no, so they're all connected. There's no like, as far as I know, alternate timeline bullshit. It's all one very, very unfortunately confusing timeline.
Well, it couldn't be more confusing than Zelda, Kingdom Hearts, or Pokemon. So.
Yeah, but you know what? It's confusing because like those games have like alternate timelines or like divergent paths. This one doesn't. This is one timeline. It all happens in one universe, and the fact that it does is just like it's a little too much for one timeline.
And they also revealed a multiplayer game.
Oh, that looks horrible.
they showed an old trailer for an upcoming CGI Netflix series,
That also doesn't look very good to me.
which stars Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield in a fresh story set a couple of years after Resident Evil 4.
Good for them. Everyone likes Leon.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
like,
yeah.
you either, because like everyone likes Leon because they think he's a good character. The only people that like Chris is because they think he's a meme, which he kind of is at this point.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's literally just a fucking action hero, and it's like he's, I don't know. They just really fucking try to sell that he's an action hero. Meanwhile, Leon's the kind of character that fully admits that, yeah, this is a horror series, but we also don't take it too seriously.
Yeah. Okay. I get that. That makes sense. Okay, next up. I'm not gonna pull it up because I'm sure that there's like other news to talk, or there's other things at this point, because there's like so much that has been fucked up at this point, and we don't have to go any further on it. I just figured it's something to mention. Cyberpunk 2077 and CD Projekt Red are being investigated by Poland's, where I believe CD Projekt Red is based in.
I think. Thought they were
Office of
Swedish.
Yeah, maybe Sweden. I don't really know, but
Some northern European country.
yeah. Um, Office of Competition and Consumer Protection to see how they will fix their mess, as it might not be enough to be accused of unfair market practice. That one I took literally word for word on the news that I watch, which is Spawnwave, for most of my gaming stuff. I if they pass, I wouldn't be shocked. If they failed, I wouldn't be shocked. The only person I think that gets really screwed, like because I haven't mentioned it yet, the only person that really gets screwed because of Cyberpunk and like its negativity, like that I feel bad for, because I don't care about CG Project Red or any of that stuff, because there was a thing, I don't remember if I told you guys, but there was like an article that somebody made that said that CD Projekt Red, like on the final days, said, "Oh yeah, we made Witcher 3, we'll get through this," which is an absolutely terrible thing to like say. Because if you've made one good game that was based off of fan fiction, I don't know. That was basically fan fiction. I don't really know how much credibility you really should have. But this is just very interesting to me. Again, I'm not pulling anything up.
Oh shit. Neil, you
Sorry
okay?
about that. Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I'm just gonna mute for a bit.
Oh.
Okay.
Was it a campus alert? Because I just got one.
Oof.
Oh, never mind. He's muted. Anyway, I want to hear Neil's opinion about CD Projekt Red, because I feel like between you and I, Kyle, we're the most like, I think between the three of us, we're the more like normie gamers.
Yeah.
Like we play the most like AAA stuff, and I would like to see Neil's perspective on this, just to get a broadened view.
You weren't there for the December news, so you don't know. So I know his opinion, but you don't know his
Oh,
opinion.
okay. I
You
would
don't know
love,
his opinion, but we'll say it. I just feel like the only person I truly feel bad for, because he's a phenomenal actor, but he's basically the face of this game, is Keanu Reeves.
yeah, but
'Cause
I mean,
like,
I don't think anyone's directed their hatred towards him. Like, if anything, I've only heard like he's like one of the good things about it, because it's just an actor didn't make the game, and from what I've seen, he's acted it very well.
yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
it won't, because like games, even though it's become a lot more acceptable over like the past few years, and it has started to become more normie in a sense, I do feel that it could hurt him a bit, but probably not enough to like. Let's just say he was like a big character casted in like a Marvel movie. Like let's say he was either he was Professor X or Magneto. He would bounce right back up. Like, do I think he should be he would be good in those roles? Not really. Or maybe, I don't really know, but oh, did Jack mute himself? I didn't even realize.
Oh, he did.
Huh. Yeah, Jack wants to know your opinion about CD Projekt Red and all that stuff, so we should wait until he gets back. But,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. But I do feel that I don't know. I just feel like I just hope Keanu Reeves isn't oh, and everybody's now muted. Cool. I am now talking to myself. I mean, it is my worst fear. Um okay, what do I pull up next? While everybody's muted. I don't know, we'll go with the Switch Pro. I feel like there's stuff
Sorry
to
about
talk
that, Kyle.
there.
Just had a mini heart attack. The financial aid office called, but it was really just my campus telling me it's gonna snow.
Oh.
Oh, thank God.
What?
Oh, thank God.
They
I was
called
just like,
for that?
Yeah, right?
That's so weird.
Well, like, I think it's just like the general school phone number because I had to call financial aid once, so I just have it.
Okay.
Just the general number.
yes. Okay, so yeah, I was just talking about like so I was just saying like Keanu Reeves pretty much could bounce back from like if like literally he just got like a big role. Like let's
I mean,
just say
dude,
he was casted as Professor X or Magneto. Like I feel like he would just literally bounce back.
I feel like we're analyzing the wrong thing about this game. I
But
don't
we've
even think this.
analyzed literally everything else about the game.
Well, no, I'm saying like what has this done to Keanu Reeves? I mean, nothing. Have you seen how much the internet loves him, dude? He
So
can
true.
do no wrong to them. Like,
That's so true.
like I said, this
True,
wasn't
true.
his fault. That he didn't even write the character. So the one thing you can really attribute negatively to is if he acted it poorly. From what I've seen, he played the character very well. Seems to know how to play very gruff, no bullshit, I'm gonna kill you character. You know, John Wick, just to give one example. But
That's actually
you know,
that's actually like yeah. I
so
just
like
I hope that he is in another video game. Like I feel like it would be cool like however, I just feel like this was this transition into being in a video game, I feel like the company wasted all of their money on like Keanu Reeves as an actor, and then they scrambled to make the game.
yeah, but they also didn't announce that till like what was it, 2019? It's only been like 2 years.
That's true.
But I think this is just a matter of they just didn't make a very good game.
That's also true. So
Like,
Neil,
and also, yeah, Neil, I wanted to hear your opinion on this.
On what?
On Cyberpunk as a whole, like the whole.
I don't know. All I thought about that game was kind of like it was like twofold. One, like of course this happened. Like whenever a game takes that long to come out, it never sticks a landing. It almost never, I should say. But I don't know.
unless
Like
you're
I thought.
Zelda.
Right. That's why I said almost. It almost never sticks the landing.
Zelda's an anomaly.
Yeah, that is. But I mean, it's Nintendo, so of course it's just in character. But like Cyberpunk, I don't. I guess like I don't know. All I thought of it like it's. I guess it's sad that it happened this way. That's kind of it, really. It's just like people were waiting 10 years for this game, and this is what we got. That's just like why did they rush out the game? It doesn't make sense. You already waited like a decade. What's another year? It's just, yeah, it's sad. I don't know.
I think the first sign of trouble was when they released that tweet. They like delayed the game by a month, They're like,
Yeah.
we're so sorry. Oh my god, we're so sorry. We can't believe we've hurt you guys. It's like
Like,
this game has been in development for a decade almost. Like, if anything, I would have went on Twitter and been like, stop your fucking complaining. It's been this long. You can wait a little longer.
plus, like, who cares if Twitter is complaining? Like, that shouldn't be what you care about. Because when you release the game, they're all gonna shut up and they're gonna play your game as long as it's good. And then, it didn't happen.
They could have fucking delayed it 2 years. They would have waited because they already had waited 7 years for it.
Yeah. Like, as long as the game comes out, I don't think, like, it would have been fine. It would have been better than releasing this garbage. Because now the what's the word? The reputation of this game is in the gutter. Even if it, in, like, a year is completely fixed and perfect, it's not gonna, like, it's not gonna be as amazing as it was gonna be if it just released it properly. It probably would have been, like, one of the biggest games of all time if it just came out working. But instead, this is what we got, and it's gonna hurt them in the long run for forever. Like, this is gonna be a stain on their reputation. It's just like,
Yeah, I think even when they make the next Witcher game, everyone's going to be like, all right, guys, well, temper your expectations because they fucking bombed Cyberpunks. And I
exactly.
think
Like, this
everyone's
is
going to have a very sour opinion about what they do next.
like, that's the problem. Like, a lot of video game companies very frequently only look in the short term. They don't ever think about, like, what effect this decision will have later. Like, all the video game companies do this, but, like, it's like when they do it, you're just like, what are you thinking? Like, come on. Like, they just don't see it sometimes. They get short sighted. Like, I get money now, and then they're just like, oh wait, it's whatever.
They I do have to say, like, there are still going to be people that do defend them because of Witcher 3. So when Witcher 4 comes out and that's a nightmare, that's when people are going to start,
Yeah.
Um
I think that would be,
that would just be the
There's
nail in
already
the
blood in the
coffin.
water. Yeah, freaking. Oh, real quick, I had to say one thing about specifically CD Project Red fans. Just, I don't know, man. I get a sick kick out of telling them their games are trash. I don't know why. I've met people to be like Miranda's sister and her boyfriend really love The Witcher, so they like got Cyberpunk like day one. And they're like, and they know I play a lot of video games. They're like, Jack, are you getting it? I said, no, I don't. It doesn't really seem like my thing. And their jaws fucking dropped, and they were like, why? And I looked at them and I go, because I don't care. Like, what is there for me to give a shit about? Oh, it's Cyberpunk. I don't give a shit about Cyberpunk stories. I'm a sci-fi guy. I'm a fantasy person. And even then, CD Projekt Red has tried fantasy. I didn't like it.
That's fair.
So it's like, it was funny. And then I went on to a whole rant. I was like, you know why I don't want to play Cyberpunk? Because it's the most generic game to watch a trailer for. Because all they do is walk around and slowly turn the camera at the building and the people's faces so you can go, wow, this game's beautiful. And then at the 17 mark of the 25-minute trailer, shooting for like not even 5 minutes. They like fight for 3 minutes, and then it's another 3-minute cutscene, and then it goes Cyberpunk 2077 coming out next year. Like, those kind of trailers bore me to no end, and they make me hate games. And even my favorites do it, but like, dude, every time I see a 25-minute gameplay demo for a game I'm excited about, it takes a lot out of me to actually watch it because it's doing the exact opposite. Like, I like 3-minute trailers more. I get a nice balance of gameplay and story.
Like I feel like
okay, I kind of. Alright, you go.
Well, I was just gonna say I feel like Jack has more to shit on that game than he does Dragon Quest XI because he hates Dragon Quest XI after all of those trailers.
Because Dragon Quest XI is fine, but they don't know how to. Fucking hell, man! They were convinced that if they didn't advert it every chance, no one was gonna buy it.
You could definitely like feel the desperation.
They were just like,
just
them, like, please make this sell on the West. Just please, for the love of God. And by God, it did. I'm pretty sure it was like 1 million copies in the Switch.
It definitely worked. People did buy the game, which is nice.
I bought it. I also bought it for Neil.
So. And then meanwhile, like every other fucking JRPG series gets like one trailer, and then 8 months later it gets another one, and that's it.
Yeah.
But like to go back quickly back to like the 20 minute like video or whatever, like okay, for me, like if it's a game that like because I kind of agree with you, like if it's a game that I'm not sure I want to buy, then I really like when they give a really in-depth look at it because then I can be like, okay, I definitely want this or not. But like if it's a game I already know I want, and I'm like, dude, I don't need to. I'll watch the 20 minute video, but like, I don't need the 20 minute video.
You know what my problem with it is because to me, I can like, granted, this is even a thing 3 minute trailers do, but I feel like they're really only showing you like the best storefront window version of gameplay. Like, I would rather watch like someone stream the game for 25 minutes and do mundane shit than like the trailer show me mundane shit for 25 minutes because yeah, the trailer being like, and here you can upgrade your stores and buy new skills. I'd much rather see like a normal fucking person do it just because I
Hmm.
would get a sense for the actual gameplay of it. Like
Yeah.
even during the fighting sections, it's like it's very scripted. They're not gonna do some. They're not gonna show you a game breaking combo, but like
Yeah.
for
Because
for a 3 minute trailer, it's like yes, I'm being showed the storefront version of what they want me to see, but they're purposely showing me scenes that in a second will hook me. They're showing gameplay that would hook me, and I'm like, okay, that is enough. Let me go see someone who's played this game so I can see the real moment to moment
Mhm.
gameplay, not
Yeah.
the as seen on TV moment to moment gameplay.
Like, I also like it like when developers like play the games themselves and they're like showing you, oh yeah, you could this is what this looks like. This is a cool thing. I'm like, I kind of like that.
I
Like when
prefer that over
Sakurai gives us
direct.
his 45 minute
Oh,
YouTube
Yeah,
video.
Sakurai's YouTube channel. Like
yeah,
when I see a Nintendo Treehouse representative playing a game, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't see the passion. Like I feel like this guy just got like good example, the Xenoblade 2 one. I feel like any game that's gets sent to Nintendo Treehouse, the people have never heard of the series before, and they get like a 10-minute briefing on it, so they sound like reputable. But when a developer does it, like the Breath of the Wild gameplay with Miyamoto and who's who's
Ayuma,
the producer?
I think is his name.
Yeah, yeah. When they were playing Breath of the Wild back in like 2013, you could definitely tell like, no, this is what the game is gonna play like. This is what they want it to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
I
Like those presentations I really like. I think they're
yeah.
really good.
I
Yes.
feel like one game in particular I hate that for is Pokemon when they show like a trailer like every 2 weeks just showing off literally every mon Sun and Moon. Anyways,
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous. Like, I like finding new Pokemon.
yeah, me too. Which is why I really like I loved playing Sword and Shield the first time just because like I didn't see anything for the game. So like I didn't know like what mons were and like just finding new ones and like it was I don't hate Sword and Shield. I just think that like I got very burnt out very quickly and I think
Mm,
it just negatively affected me.
I feel like the whole game I was playing just for like status quo, just to say I played the new one,
Yeah,
which I don't think is a good thing. I think I'm kind of done with Pokemon.
and then Gen
But
4 will just suck you right back in.
I mean, of course, I've sold my firstborn children to that game, but like that's a remake of a game I love. Yeah, I don't think the new shit can wow me anymore.
Fair. I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, there was, yeah. For people that don't know, I guess, just to go back to CD Projekt Red, I every single time that like I want to play a new game because I have like too big of a back catalog, I have now decided that I have like a list of 10 games. I pick it out from a randomizer and I play that game. So on my current list is Witcher 1. So when that's picked, I will officially get to see whether or not The Witcher is actually good. And you could say, oh, just play Witcher 3, but it's like, but then how am I going to fall in love with the characters by then? You know?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a series you can just kind of jump in anywhere.
Really, I always felt like a lot of people started with 3. Like they were just like, yeah,
A
I'm gonna
lot
just
of
play
people
this.
started with 3 because that was the thing that was hyped up,
Yeah,
probably thanks to GameSpot's Jeff Keighley, the maker of the Game Awards.
Yeah, like also what a fall CD Projekt Red has, because they used to be known as like, bro, you ever heard of Witcher 2? There's sex scenes in it, and they're on YouTube. You can just watch them. And then and I feel like those like horny 13-year-olds grew up to be like 17-year-olds who played Witcher 3, and they were like, this is an amazing game. And then they grew up to be 20-year-olds playing Cyberpunk, and they're like, damn, they're not fucking good at making video games, man.
Yeah, it definitely was that. It
like yeah,
definitely was that.
like how I feel about Witcher or like Witcher 3 or whatever. Mind you, I've not played it, but like to me, the writing seems really good, but like the game itself, like gameplay wise, I'm like, not really for me.
Which is
It's kind of how I view
probably why the guy who wrote the books hates it.
it.
I also like I think this is a testament to how like well crafted the writing looks from like an outsider perspective. I I would rather never play another Witcher game. They're not for me. But dude, every time I see it on Netflix, I'm this fucking close to watching the Witcher series because I'm like, this is great. I don't have to fucking play it. I can watch it. It's amazing. And then I don't have to read or watch anything else beforehand. This is supposed to be like an introductory series.
Although I've
Henry
heard the show isn't
Cavill,
very good though.
and Henry Cavill's a pretty good actor. So
I heard it was great though. I thought people loved it.
no,
Really?
yeah, I've only heard good things about it.
Huh. I've seen like some YouTube videos and stuff. Most people are like, it's not as good, especially compared to like the games or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know.
But
I'd
have they
rather watch
also
it.
played 1 and 2 and not just
I have
3?
no idea. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
Exactly.
I would rather watch like a 7 hour season of a TV show than play the entirety of any of the Witcher games.
That
Because like I feel like
is fair.
the writing of the game, even if it's better than the show, I won't like it because it'll be mired down by gameplay. But at least if the show is adequate, it's adequate and there's nothing to impede on that for me. And then I can say, I like the show. But if I play the game, they'll be like, the story is good, but I don't fucking care because the game is like driving a knife into my side.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I feel about games. Like gameplay is like I don't think you can play like if a game has a good story but it has shit gameplay. Like I don't know. I don't care how good the story is. Like I don't think you can play that game. Like just watch the cutscenes or something. You know, it's like
But we
Yeah, right.
play
Like,
Trails of the
gameplay is
Sky,
the
and
most
those are the
important.
best stories ever.
Yeah, but the gameplay also isn't dog shit. Like it's still good. It's still battle. It's a good battle system. So like you can play it and just
I
enjoy
think
it.
any battle system without weakened enemies is a terrible battle system. Let's be honest. I'm kidding.
That's every
I'm
game
making
ever.
a joke. I just thought it was funny to put in there, especially because I just want to keep hyping up the fact that I've never that I live off of cold steel and weaken enemies during that game. Just so that way when we do the verses and like you're on nightmare mode and I'm on normal no weaken enemies, just
Bro, dude, if you don't beat me in that, I don't even know what to say. You at least better be very, very close. You can't.
I really cannot wait for if I. Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't want to. Never mind. I don't want to beat you. I think I kind of just want to take. I might want to take the L because you still have the punishment reversal card, and I kind of don't know if I want to not be able to have to sit through all of the musical yet. So because there's no way if you let's just say you do lose the next one we're doing, which I can't say because we're like 5 verses ahead at this point. Or no, wait, no. Well, okay, I'm editing Crash, so this is 5 technically. Crash is actually editing right now, so people will be able to see our favorite moment ever. Extra lives are for the week.
Oh yeah, the next.
I said lives are for the week.
Oh, lives are for the week.
I just didn't need lives.
Immediate game over. It is so
Immediate.
funny. But But like, let's just like hypothetically, we do because there's no way so the next loser punishment that we will be filming will be the loser has to build a box fort or like a box like a fort out of like boxes, pillows, blankets, like whatever we have here,
What
right?
game was that for again?
Clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
So like, I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem with that. Like, that's not gonna be like, oh yeah, I don't want to do menial labor.
Right. That's
It's
true.
like, it seems like it would be a fun punishment compared to like, I don't know, sitting through a whole musical that you hate. Or, well, that is not that good. Just want to put that out there, you know? So, honestly, I just know that no matter what the outcome is for that, I'm getting the punishment reversal card. But I am gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you, Neil.
You're gonna beat me?
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
gonna finally.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna prove I'm the Kiseki fan.
That's a challenge.
Oh man. Anyways, we should start talking about more topic.
Yeah.
So I pulled up this one because honestly, I don't really. We have like two like really big stories, I'd say, which is the Xbox thing and then the GameStop stock, and everything else is kind of in between. So I kind of just looked at this one and I said, all right, I guess we could talk about it. Because this was a bit earlier. I mean, like, talking about another thing for the umpteenth time. The Switch Pro has been leaked, guys.
Wow.
Wow, what a
Has it?
shocker, right?
It's been
Really?
leaked like a million times.
At this
Still isn't
point,
here.
I just want to ask, is it real?
Well, I mean, if you leak it once a month, eventually you'll get it right.
That's very true.
I mean, it
Eventually,
happened with the Switch Lite. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think people they get so excited. Like, oh my god, a Switch Pro! And it's like, yeah, what's it gonna do? Run a GameCube game better?
Can I give a hot take?
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure.
I think everything that's being leaked about the Switch Pro is a lie. Not because it's going to be what the new Switch like. So here's what I think. I think the Switch Pro, just because we keep hearing about it every month and nothing keeps happening about it, is just the next generation Switch. I do not think it's more like it's the Switch 2 or what, like why I pulled up this article, because it says the Super Switch is what it's being dubbed as. We had the SNES and the NES and the SNES. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System. What if it's just in the next couple of years, we just get the next Switch? And it's not going to be the Switch Pro. It's not going to be... And then, you know, they're gonna come out, and maybe, yeah, there might be a 4K dock with it, sure. But, at the end of the day, who really cares? It's like... I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like we keep here, like, I sit through news once a week seeing, oh, the Switch Pro was leaked again. Cool. We're just gonna keep talking about it until it fucking happens. Look, we're not getting a new Nintendo Switch. At the end of the day, I think the closest that we get to, the closest that we're going to get to the Switch, like another variation of the Switch is probably just gonna be a docked Switch, like something that is just docked and nothing else.
I hope that when they make the Switch 2,
How would that even work?
that's just
That's
a
not even.
at that point.
Okay, well, we got a
Yeah,
Switch
it
Lite.
wouldn't even look at anything. Yeah, but that's different, right? Because like, if it's just docked, right? If you can't like, it's just it doesn't even look the same.
like the dock.
So then you can't call it.
Yeah, but like, what about the Switch? Like, because like you know, you slide it in for it to show up on the TV. So like, what is it like
what about
glued
the
in?
Switch
Like
Lite?
that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but that's different. Because like,
Why is that different?
Because no, because like, all right, it wouldn't like it could not look the same, right? If it was just like, because you can't have just the dock isn't anything. It's a glorified HDMI port.
That's
Like
true.
the whole thing is that you put the Switch in for it to show up on the TV. So like, what would it look like? Like, would it just be the dock and then the Switch is just glued inside, or would it just look like a completely different thing? Like at that point, it's
Probably
not
the
the same
dock with
console.
the Switch glued inside.
What?
Probably the dock. Probably the first.
The Switch glued inside or something? Like that seems so pointless. Like, how's that even cheaper? That's the same thing, except you can't pick it up. So if any, like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I never said it was gonna be smart.
That's not a product.
I just said I thought they could do it.
I don't even think they could do it. That's not a real thing. Like they could not possibly. Like that's just not like they could not sell that product.
I bet you. If Nintendo kept up with the times, because they're like 5 years behind everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
If they kept up, I guarantee you, the next Switch it would be like a cube or something, and it would come a tablet. It would be like the Switch, except you didn't put the controllers or the tablet into the Switch, because what it would be is every game would be made for the console. We'll just call it the Nintendo New. So a new Nintendo thing will be like its own console. It'll be console powered, because the Switch is kind of just a souped up handheld that you
it's really just a handheld that you can then play. That's what it really is.
I think what it'll be is they'll make a system with console specs, Nintendo console specs, so really like a glorified PlayStation 4 or something. And but catch is the little tablet they give you, maybe it'll go on the side, or maybe it won't even go anywhere on the goddamn thing. What it'll be is you can stream your games from the new Nintendo thing onto it, and it downgrades it for you.
It's not just the Wii U though.
True, but I mean to the because how Game Pass, it's you could just play Xbox games on your phone. I think to that extent they would be imagine if the gamepad was imagine if we made the Switch and the Wii U and just fusion dance them. So the gamepad is like a Switch.
Is that even a fusion dance? Is that not just a Wii U essentially?
Well, no, as in because like I said, the Switch is just the gamepad if it was the console. I'm saying if they made a console and then gave you a Switch tablet and was here, you can take this, it's going to stream all your games for you. That way, Nintendo could be oh, see, we didn't make a console with handheld specs. We made a console that you can play on your new Nintendo thing or your phone, and everyone would complain and just say, isn't that just the Wii U? Why not just have me stream?
That's 100% exactly the Wii U. What is the difference between that and the Wii U? I don't think there is one.
The Wii U can't go anywhere. The Wii U can't, you can't.
Well, no, because can't you stream games from there? Stream, quote unquote,
well, only some of them,
you can't be too far away from your console.
Right, but even in this situation, you can't be that far. You need to be in a place with the internet connection. Right.
But you could be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Entirely. You could be across the country and still be able to play these games.
I don't know, man. I think that same argument applies to Game Pass and shit, and apparently no one's questioning that. You basically have to run a hotspot to stream anything on your phone.
Yeah, I doubt most people. I don't think they actually do that part. I don't think anyone plays Halo on their phone. 1% of the Xbox population. I'm sure they're just I'm gonna play on my PC or my console. That is it.
Most of the Halo fan base is on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I refuse to cover anything else Nintendo Switch Pro until it is officially released. But I'm just gonna put my hat on it because I did I predicted the Switch Pro was gonna come out with Breath of the Wild 2. I now highly doubt that. I just think in the next couple of years, don't be surprised if we got the Nintendo Super Switch.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
And they'll explain it's literally just an SNES. It was the NES to the SNES. It's now just the Switch to the Super Switch.
Yeah, because the SNES could play NES games, right?
I think
no, only a certain model. The original one.
Okay.
Yeah.
They made a new one, but they made I think it was a top loader version of the SNES.
Right. I feel
but I don't know. I don't think that one was like, the most optimized SNES.
Right. Because like I feel like that's Nintendo's big reason as to why they don't want to just put out a new Switch, especially one that couldn't play the older games, or like it'll have games that are only exclusive to that, like from then on, because like the entire player base who just bought a Switch is completely gone now, is what you've done, right? So it's like they can't they can't release it whenever they want, otherwise a lot of people are gonna be happy. Like if you had just bought a Switch and then like immediately like this new Switch, you like any game that comes after that, you have to buy that. You can only play on that Switch. That's going to be a huge problem for them, because like it's selling so much. Like they're not going to do it until it starts like the sales start dragging a bit. Then they'll be like, all right, now it's time.
Like honestly, I think the smartest move is to just go like what PlayStation, Xbox did. Just be like, hey, we're making a new Switch. It doesn't have exclusives. It plays every game we make can still be played on the original Switch. It's just going to be a little stronger.
Yeah, that's definitely the play. But
And
it's
it also
Nintendo, and that makes sense. So
yeah, it gives you an excuse to like extend the shelf life of your system, because it's like, why haven't you made a new Nintendo console in 10 years? Be like, what are you talking about? Year 6, we made the special version. And that's strong.
yep.
If they want a new one, they could buy that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go for consoles. Consoles are too expensive. Like Nintendo could get away with that shit on like, like on a handheld, because those are cheaper. But the Switch is, well, it's not priced as a like full brand new console, but it's not cheap either. So it's like, it works. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have too much else to say on the matter. So I pulled up a new picture. On our lovely stream.
The Witcher.
So yeah, more of The Witcher. Anyways, Tesla has a new model of car that can play PC games.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Including
sounds like a really
wow,
bad
look
idea,
at that,
but...
The Witcher, Pog. More CD Projekt Red. I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool. I think this is actually a really cool concept to be able to play games in your car.
That'd be great on like road trips, because like,
yeah,
dude, I would be way more down to like take 24-hour drives, because it's like, fuck yeah, drive a couple hours and then like I can play video games.
Yeah.
I think we're evolving. I think that's the next step.
I also know this car is also an auto drive car.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense, because otherwise, this sounds incredible. This is like Pokemon Go all over again.
Well, the thing is like I think the safest thing to do with this type of thing is like, if you put it on auto drive, you should still look at the road.
Yeah, I agree, but like that's not what people are gonna do. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's on auto drive. Psh, I can play Witcher 3 now."
Nah, man. If I had one of these cars, I would so never play a video game while.
Same. I would never do that. I believe you. I wouldn't do that either. But I'm saying more other people. The same type of people who play Pokemon Go on the phone and then crash their car. Those are the same people who are gonna like be playing shit on their thing and be like, "Oh shit." Whoops.
I know. Dumb people are going to buy.
Dude, fucking
this, and
there was a trend on Twitter a few years ago where people said if you put your iPhone in the microwave, it would charge it, and too many people believed it. Someone at our school did it.
That's so funny.
God.
Yeah, it fucking. So like,
God, I love that.
And like you said, people playing Pokemon Go and crashing their cars. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. People are like, oh, well, it said automatic. It's gonna drive instantly, right?
Yeah.
And dude, black ice is gonna be the death of self-driving cars.
Oh, dude, yeah, that'll be rough.
To put into perspective to our viewers, the general location of where we live, we have black ice, and it's horrifying.
I know.
And everyone. Fucking dude, I've seen I've talked to people that aren't from around here, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a good driver. I drive out in the Midwest. I'm fine. Like I could drive in New Jersey, and in where we live. So what?" It's like, well, fucking shit, you can't. Like, we have hills, we have snow, real snow, and we have
Plus-
ice that you can't fucking see.
Yeah, all of that plus just the drivers in New Jersey are fucking insane. They're just insane on the road, just crazy
Yeah.
people. So like,
True.
put
Even
all
in the
that
worst
together.
weather conditions, you can't.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to drive, you stole it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're gonna get yelled at, you're gonna get cursed at, and
Plus, they're just bad drivers. They'll just like, yeah, I don't care about you or me. Apparently, neither of our lives matter to me. I'm trying to get where I want to go. Like,
I drove by the Wendy's and almost got hit by the same
Dude.
guy.
that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm telling. That's like people in the Midwest. They don't have to deal with that shit, bro.
True.
Their roads
No,
are
'cause
empty.
They live 8 hours away from each other.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Mini rant over. Midwest, watch your mouth.
That's right.
Get on my level.
So,
Exactly.
next up, I pulled something interesting. I found this.
Yeah.
So,
Pulled Sephiroth. Oh my god.
Yeah.
oh my god,
So let's go.
Sephiroth
What were the
and
rates on
Smash.
that? That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, you pulled him shit. They apparently he's short printed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I pulled him in my Smash Bros. Gacha game.
Yep.
You pulled him in the Final Fantasy Rising box.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I was looking for
Hey.
Tifa, but this is what I got instead. Boo, Sephiroth.
Yeah, I
boo.
feel you, man.
Boo.
Hey, at least in the hunt for a waifu, you got cool anime swordsman.
True. Anyways, there were a couple of speculation / leak stuff I did want to talk about.
Okay.
It does have to pertain to Sephiroth, but I do feel like the other thing is I feel like this one is a lot more interesting. So I'm gonna talk about the other thing first, which is Byleth, like so Piranha Plant was originally supposed to be base as revealed by Sakurai. They couldn't finish him up.
Mm-hmm.
However, there was another one that was kind of leaked to also possibly be base, which was Byleth, which kind of doesn't shock me in the slightest. And maybe they had a less, I was gonna say maybe they had a more generic move set and they just decided when they decided DLC, they used the idea for Monster Hunter, which was also mentioned to be in the game as well. In development.
I feel like Byleth could not have possibly like if she was like base, why was the last character to come out like for that? Or like not last, but like near the end. Like it would have been the first character to come out if they were already like had all the plans ready and they were like this could potentially be in the base game. Like I don't know. Seems like weird to me that it'd wait that long.
I think what it is more maybe this leak is just a more broad term. Like maybe in planning, they're like, oh, we should put Byleth in like the main roster, and like that was documented, like Byleth main roster question
Yeah.
mark. And they were like, well, they call IS and they're like, is Byleth done yet? Like, can we do this? And IS is like, nah, man, you gotta wait a fucking couple of years. We're really putting a lot into this. So then maybe they're like, okay, we'll just scratch that. And they're like, all right, when they come out with the game or when they're near it, we'll call them again and be like, is Byleth done? And then maybe in like March or something, they're like, hey, is Byleth done? And they're like, yeah, done. Here's what Byleth does. Go from there. And then they were like, shit, we already called 4 other people and asked them it was okay to DLCify their characters. We already got the yes from Joker, from Hero, from Banjo, and Terry. Like, I guess let's just do Byleth number 5.
Like, I
That's what
definitely think that there's the potential of, like, like that's probably to the extent of what it was. And, like, there could have also been a thing where maybe Monster Hunter was... Maybe it's more like Monster Hunter was in development. And then, like, because we got Rathalos, it's very weird that we have Rathalos and nothing else Monster Hunter related. So... there could be the potential that it was more like Byleth was mentioned, Monster Hunter was planned, but they scrapped it because they figured, hey, we could just sell the Mii costume. I mean, it worked for Geno, right? So...
I guess I personally never bought there's something fishy because Rathalos is in the game. Like this is just the next evolution of assist trophies. Just like half of the assist trophies are not represented in any other way. And
Yeah.
Rathalos is a boss that you fight in the quote unquote story mode. I get that it's not the same thing as, hey, Little Mac is an assist trophy in Brawl. Haha. But like, I don't know. I feel like it is just the next step is just being like, hey, we can't put your series in as a character. But we think this thing would be a cool addition, like it'd be a cool boss.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
maybe
And-
that's why
it just
he
so
was
happened-
scrapped.
well, no, I'm saying I don't think there was, I'm sure maybe there is. I'm not saying it's impossible. It could have been very likely that Monster Hunter was considered to be a character, but I'm just saying I don't think it's also not too hard to assume that they were just like, hey, we want to make Rathalos a boss. Like,
That is true.
Yeah,
Why
I agree. Especially with something like Monster Hunter, especially that just makes sense. Like the characters of Monster Hunter aren't as iconic as like the monsters you face, so it makes more sense to prioritize that over a character. So like I agree.
I definitely see where that is coming from. I do how I just it's just weird not to add Monster Hunter, which is such an iconic series from like in Japan, whereas you added Byleth, who basically, if you were gonna do a Monster Hunter moveset, that's the moveset.
Well, like I feel like
don't forget, Sakurai loves Fire Emblem, and they are notorious for characters coming in before the game's release. Roy did it, Corrin did it for America. Like Smash Bros. And Fire Emblem PR just goes hand in hand. It always has.
and then like, but like even like kind of what I said before, like I don't think like to them the Monster Hunter representation was Rathalos. Like I don't feel like they like I don't think Sakurai was like maybe I don't think he like really wanted to put it in a character because I feel like because like it is a popular very very popular series, like really popular, but like I think like they knew that like no the Monster Hunter is a monster, like no one cares about the characters themselves, like they're just like generic people or whatever. It's more about like the yeah, like the fights in it are what's important.
Fair.
And like I get where you're coming from. Like it is a popular series, but like in the same token, Mega Man's really popular, and it took him 4 games to get in. And granted, he came in when his cultural relevance was dead, but like
yeah,
it's not like his series was dead when Melee was around. They were making the spin-off games, and
yeah.
so it's who knows, maybe Monster Hunter is a DLC character, but it's like just because they're culturally relevant doesn't always mean Sakurai really wants to put them in. Like I get that for the Square characters, like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest are fucking huge, but
Yeah,
they're
they're timeless.
Yeah, so it's like I'm sure if they really wanted to, they could have been like, hey, in Brawl, let's try to get someone from Final Fantasy. They probably would have had to delay it more, or maybe they just never could. But like,
well, originally
it also comes.
originally Sakurai wanted Gino to be in the game, but Square said no.
Yeah, exactly. That's what think about it too. Like Sakurai probably has like a million characters he wants to put in, and he probably thinks like, all right, realistically, who do I have a shot at getting? Who's going to give me the most trouble about getting characters? And weigh that to, is it worth it? Like I'm sure like for a Pokemon character, it's probably not a lot to get a Pokemon character. You just say, Mr. Nintendo, can you tell your Pokemon people to give me a new Pokemon? And they say yes. But when you get like the Belmonts, it's probably thought for a while, like, all right, we're getting Konami. We're already going to get Snake. Now we have to try to get the Belmonts. Are we going to get the meeting? When are we going to get the meeting? How much money do we have to give them? Is it going to be worth it? Like, do these characters, they hold a lot of PR, but is it worth what pain we are going to put ourselves through? And even then, that's more development we're making for ourselves. And then they wait out. Yeah, let's ask Konami.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe Capcom doesn't seem too hard to work with. I assume so. Who knows? If they asked, they would probably say yes. But at the same time, maybe Nintendo doesn't really want to think that a Monster Hunter character is marketable, because since they're choosing the DLC characters, they probably want names, like Terry.
Yeah,
Terry's a
So, yeah,
face.
exactly. How are you gonna advertise it? Monster
the
Hunter
big-
character. It's like,
Terry.
bruh.
We need all of the big names. Terry, Byleth, Joker, Hero, Joker.
I'm not talking about specific names. I'm talking about like faces. Like you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
of
That's
Persona.
true.
Persona's a big series. Who's the main character? Well, everyone knows the main character's face. Here he is, Joker, Hero. Well, Hero's Dragon Quest, it's got enough refs. Let's just put all these people in.
Yeah, plus
Banjo,
it's fucking
everyone
Dragon Quest.
Banjo. Fatal
Yeah.
Fury. It's the most popular series, or one of the more popular characters that like kind of works as an introduction. Terry, hey, Fire Emblem, we have the new game coming out. There's 3 main protagonists. Fuck, but there's a player character. All right, that's the face of our kit. That's
I
the face
swear,
of our...
they all they could have done is just implement a Pokemon trainer effect to the 3 lords. I'm just saying.
They could have, but who knows, man. Remember, sometimes ideas just seem too out there. Like Sakurai didn't want to put Pac-Man or Villager because he thought it was too wild to make them fight, and I guess he just convinced himself. And I think Villager is in the same wavelength of Monster Hunter. Like, who the fuck plays Animal Crossing for Villager?
Yeah.
No one.
Plus,
Like,
True.
happen. So who knows?
Plus,
Maybe Monster Hunter does happen. But
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine your $5.99 selling point is, hey guys, the Monster Hunter's here. I feel like
the
that's more
Monster
you
Hunter.
you put in the main game because you're like, all right, I'm not buying it for Monster. I'm buying
Yeah.
it.
That's fair. Anyways, but let us talk about this picture that I have shared with you guys, that is live on screen. And it says here that on Instagram, on Nintendo's official Instagram, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if I should wait for Jack to come back or not.
Oh yeah, he's muted.
He is. I guess I'm gonna pose the question: do you think Monster Hunter is happening?
No. No.
I would say no too, but that's only because I really do believe Byleth's moveset is Byleth basically took what would have been Monster Hunter's moveset. So
Like I feel like, yeah, if Monster Hunter character was gonna be in it, it would have been the first season. So it's not happening. The first pack or whatever. It's just not
Yeah.
happening.
yeah. Anyways, Jack is back now, so let's talk about this picture. On Nintendo's official Instagram, it was either their official or Smash Bros. Official one. I don't know I don't remember, because this was like the first few days of the month. We are now in January 31st. So that's like 3 weeks ago. So I don't really remember. Sephiroth. So this picture came out. It has like everything on it, and it says, "Oh, cool, picture of him in like the northern thing here." And then they also had Sephiroth, which was Sephiroth was there. Lovely render. We have music here, and then we got the stage. And then it says, Challenger Pack 6, now available.
Okay.
You know what the problem about that
What is
is? Is that he's Challenger Pack number 8.
Oh, okay.
They
So
had
they made a mistake. They made a
That-
mistake.
an
That's just a
official
typo?
picture that said Challenger Pack 6 on it.
Okay, so they made a mistake. I'm not seeing how
So
this
you,
is
so you
a big
don't
deal.
think this has? You do not think that they could have changed the order at all to any
Okay,
of
even if they
this?
did, like, who cares? But like,
I do.
like, what does that even?
I mean,
why does
I
that
feel like-
matter?
I feel like that doesn't.
I'm
I feel
lost.
like that has like no relevance. Like
Yeah, literally,
that's
like-
saying, did you guys know you were supposed to do Jabu Jabu first in Ocarina of Time? It's like, oh, okay. I
Yeah,
guess
like,
the order.
like,
I don't know. I can see where you're coming from, Kyle. That like, who knows? Maybe they did switch the order up, or maybe
or
it
they
is
just made a
just a
mistake. I feel like
typo.
they just
Like-
someone, yeah, just made a typo.
I feel like either way it has credibility. This is the same company that tweeted one letter away from the N-word once by accident on their
Yeah.
official Twitter. And it's also, it's a very, very common thing in video games to come up with a roadmap of concepts and basically just shake it like a doll. And then whatever way they fall is the way it comes out. Like there's some games where it's like, oh, did you know like the eighth boss used to be the main character at one point? Like, yeah, his design was for the main character. And then we thought, nah, let's just use that for someone else. And then they picked out of a hat and they're like, okay, eighth boss, it'll be that design. Or shit like, oh, originally you were going to start in a totally different area, but we decided it'd be better to start here. So who knows? Maybe they were like, hey, let's make Sephiroth like the face, the first person of the fighter pack. And they're like, maybe along the way, they're like, let's just start with Min Min. And then they forgot to change it. But I also don't feel like I feel like it wouldn't be so drastic where a character in the main roster was like, they were DLC at one point, but the developers loved them so much they put them in first. Or if anything, I feel like it's just a matter of they were considered for the game. But like Piranha Plant is like the first time they're like, all right, we can't finish this character. Let's make him DLC. And anyone else we think of and get the rights to, let's just make him DLC.
What, like, I just want to ask, what if, like, so the only thing that I have to ask is, what if there was a potential that let's just say Min Min was not gonna be a character. Let's just say hypothetically, Sephiroth was gonna be the first character, and there was no Min Min in the past. Let's just say they just grabbed arms out of their ass, just because somebody decided to pull out of the DLC. What character do you think that would be? Because I have an idea.
I don't know, like, kind of endless possibilities there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Who are you thinking? Who's the smoke?
Because I'm thinking that Sephiroth was already agreed on, but there's been so much speculation about Sora, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, Sora wasn't like there wasn't a bunch of Disney money and whatnot. It never said, oh yeah, Sephiroth is like what replaced Sora. What if Sora was originally going to be number 11?
I mean,
and they had a whole different order, and then Disney, and that was like originally, okay, yeah, we want this character in. Disney said no. And then they were just scrambling to figure out who the fuck else they're gonna get, and they end up just putting in Min Min.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to throw that idea out there.
I mean, I definitely think it would be plausible that maybe someone, I'm sure it happened. Someone was going to be DLC or like planning to, and a company said no. But I think the order of what they come out doesn't matter. And I know I used to advocate that their most important character would end last. Like I said, the rule of impressions is you start with your second best and you end with your best.
But then we got Byleth.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of throws that out the window because they started with Joker and then Hero and then Banjo. And then, let's be honest, I think Terry and Byleth are cool. Nowhere fucking near the relevance of Banjo and Joker.
Okay. Yeah.
To follow that rule, you should have started with Joker and ended with Banjo. Or Hero, because that's the most relevant three. And with this pass, it's like, if anything, it's like you would want to end with like Sephiroth. Out of the three characters we have, you would want to end with Sephiroth for like the holy shit he's in, or Steve because of the what the fuck. Like,
yeah, I feel like Byleth was the what the fuck, just not in the way they maybe intended.
So
yeah, like I think most series, like a one series that when they did DLC, they would save their what the fuck character for last is Injustice, because every pack, like the very last DLC character to ever come out were the Ninja Turtles, because it's like, it's the last one. Let's just end with the weird one. So I feel like if you wanted to go that route, you would have done that with Steve, because he sticks out the most, like literally sticks out like a sore thumb. So, well, I think they probably plan like, all right, is this better to open with? Is this better to end with? I'm sure the order of release really doesn't matter. like in terms of what Nintendo thinks is going to sell, like they probably just decide like, oh, we this person Atlas said yes and everything's finalized, so Joker will come out first. Is our Hero and Banjo done? Well, Hero's more done than Banjo. Okay, well, Hero will come out first. What about Terry?
Well-
Terry's almost done.
well-
Put Terry. What about Violet? Violet's pretty much done. All right, number 5.
Well, two things. Like one, it doesn't seem like they work on much on multiple characters at once. At most, they enter the very basic like designing stage of this is what the character will look like. These are some potential move sets, but like no development occurs like parallel. It doesn't seem like that. But like also like even like I doubt what happened was that they had a whole list. Like like they had like these are the finalized 6 characters, and then when then they started, and then suddenly Disney was like, no, you can't do that. Like I feel like if they wanted to say no, it would have happened right at the beginning. If they went up to Square and were like, hey, we want this, Square would be like, all right, hold on, I'm cool, let me check with Disney. And Disney says no, then it'd be over. And then they'd be like, all right, let's figure something else out. Like it would never get to the point where they're like, have it finalized, and then they would have to scramble at the end. Like I really if Disney didn't want it, they wouldn't pull out like in the middle of it. Like they'd pull out they would never enter is the thing. Like it doesn't, because if they never wanted to do it, why would they say yes at any point in time, right? So it's like, I don't know. I don't think it doesn't make sense, I guess.
Yeah. There is one other possibility.
Okay.
Out of speculation, other than they made a typo. Which which I don't know. It's just something. I just don't think somebody was just like, Challenger Pack 6 send.
Dude, you'd be shocked, man. It's human error.
Yeah, dude, 6 is pretty close to 8.
They could have also have literally just taken Min Min's like Min Min's format and just forgot to change the 6 to an 8. However, there is one other possibility I do want to mention.
Yeah.
What if originally they had a different order, saw what Byleth did, Min Min was number 11, and they said, maybe we should just have Min Min at the front after the reception we got for our last Nintendo character.
There's no way. They already have all of them done. Like that would be the last character. Like that would mean they have all of the DLC characters already finished, which there is absolutely no way.
No. You guys do realize that they work on one character after another. They don't just work on them all simultaneously.
But if she was gonna be a number 11, that means that they'd already had finished 8 through 10. Wait.
Well, I'm sure Sakurai has like all of the concepts figured out already.
But
it's just putting them in the practice. So what happens if they saw the reception for Byleth during the 2-week waiting period for all of the bugs? They decided, all right, we're gonna go with Min Min first. It took like what, 5 months to get Min Min out. It's not implausible.
But don't forget, if we're going off the logic they work one after the other, and they do have set schedules, it would make sense that they would work from 6 to 11. And by that logic, they would have finished all the DLC characters, and the only reason they wouldn't release them all on top of each other or all at once is just because they want to milk hype. They don't want any one character to overshadow another.
Or like at the very least, they would like
Sephiroth would have been done by now. We would have had at least over half the past by now. By the time
what I
the game
mean
would
is
come
it
out,
takes the 2 or 3 months to release them, to work on them and release them, and then
that doesn't, dude. It would take longer for them to just make the character than it would be to just like, do the last finishing touches. That would probably take like a week or two. Like the developing. That's why we have such inconsistent times between characters, because it's like, they have some characters are more work to develop than others. Like Steve must have been an insane amount of time.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, what if during that debugging or like that little like tweaks of Min Min here and of Byleth here and there, they saw the reception, they were just like, we can't have the Nintendo character last again. We're just gonna put them first. And Sakurai already had the concepts. He already asked what they needed to do. They said, we're gonna just change the order a little bit. This is what's gonna happen now.
I don't think Nintendo cares. about Byleth, like anything that happened around that character.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing they care. I'm sure there's plenty of developers who were like rolling with laughter, seeing all the memes and Ho's mad and shit. Because it's not like developers live in a bottle, but also you have to remember the big people, the people with the money, they kind of do. They don't really, you're never going to see a developer of anything trolling the subreddit.
Yeah, plus, besides, like, when has Nintendo ever given a shit about player feedback or like player reaction? Like, they don't care, dude. If they did, they wouldn't do this
That is
until
true.
March 31st bullshit. But here we are.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
able to
So
fix the Joy-Cons.
anytime Nintendo felt like it was addressing player concern and desire, it just happened to be on accident. Like,
Yeah.
as great as Breath of the Wild is, I just think that it was so good because people were like, we want a Zelda game like this, and at the same time, Aonuma and Miyamoto and Zelda team were like, we want a Zelda game like this, and it just happened to work out. But don't forget, we get games like Phantom Hourglass, or when people like, we want an Ocarina of Time sequel, and then Nintendo went, let's make it cel shaded.
Yeah.
Well, like with Nintendo and most developers, it's in one, out the other year. It's just so. I don't think they could have give a shit about Byleth, because if Byleth tanked in sales, maybe the investors would have been
Everyone bought the pass, bro.
Yeah, but everybody
they made their
bought the
money.
pass after Joker.
They made their money.
I definitely
They
would have
made
put
money.
Steve or Sephiroth first. That's just my opinion. Because then you would have gotten everyone to buy the pass.
I agree. That would have been a lot smarter. Because
like,
when
like,
Joker
Min-Min
was the
should have been
first
in the middle.
character, I'm like, shit, I gotta buy it.
But like,
Yeah,
if
I feel like
Sephiroth
that
was the
genius.
first character, so many people would have bought it. I think
More
Min-Min
than
should have been
Min-Min,
like
yeah.
character 8.
Like, yeah, somewhere in the middle. Definitely not.
Like, I feel like it was smart that they were like, hey, at the end of November, we're going to make DLC characters. I'm sure a few people bought the pass. But when Joker was announced, I'm sure it fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah, dude.
But
Everyone bought the pass, bro.
I feel like if you would had been like, hey, we're making Fighter Pass 2. And then, like, by the way, Sephiroth is the first one. People would have shit themselves.
Because
Yeah.
like the expectations are so high with like that first character that like you're like, I gotta buy it. But when you put up Min-Min, you're just like, well, it's probably just gonna be like this, and then people don't buy it. So it's like, you know.
And dude, yeah, like even people already bought Fighter Pass 2. Like,
Yeah.
does Nintendo even have to try?
Yeah,
Most
seriously.
people that we're gonna buy the DLC characters have already bought them.
That's right.
I can't imagine there are that many brave souls who buy them one at a time.
Yeah, if they're gonna buy all of them, then they would just buy them. I mean, that's also
Yeah, like,
economically better.
Yeah. So everyone who's looking at it from an economic standpoint has already bought them or has opted to not buy them at all. And
Yeah.
anyone who wants them just because they want them, well, they probably already bought the pass already. I can't imagine there are that. I'm sure there's a lot of people. It's a big world out there, and even 3% of the world population is millions and millions of people. But businesses run by percentages, and most of the percentage of people who buy this game probably bought the pass if they were going to. So it's like,
Yeah, like I've
like development wise, yes, they have to put their work into it, because then everyone's going to complain that they didn't do a good job. Which there's a bit of a reputation on the line, but in terms of like positioning and like hype train riding, it kind of does it on its own.
especially with Smash, like it's a different thing. They don't have to do a lot in
It's
general.
a very self-perpetuating. Like,
It does it itself.
like one would assume like Smash trailers and Smash news is the coal that makes the hype train run. It's not. It's the stops those are the stops the hype train goes at. It's the fan hype is what makes the hype train go. The speculation.
Yeah, dude, the speculation
once
never
DLC
ends.
is announced, people
Like, okay, I'm convinced Nintendo could come out and say, we're not going to put out any more new Smash games or Smash characters. And then people would still be speculating, all right, well, what character do you think is going to happen next?
They would
So,
start
like-
speculating that they're
it's like, what if there was a new Smash game?
Yeah, they would just do it.
And guess who the first
Oh,
fucking people
so funny.
on YouTube who would do it? It would be Game Explain first.
Of course.
However,
it's Game Explain.
we would be second.
Yes.
You bet your ass. Anyways, that was a bit of a ramble of
Well, tangents are our forte.
That's
I
true.
love it. Tangents and unprofessionalism.
Yes.
So let's talk about our second very big topic, which is Microsoft decided to
Oh, yeah,
double
Bro,
its price.
that was such a bad idea.
across the board, dude. Like, what were they thinking?
Bro,
Like, was your business, was your console like space so dominant that you feel like you could get away with this? Like, I actually don't understand.
Well,
Like,
Xbox
so-
Live apparently has 100 million people that have gold.
Yeah, but like,
why not double your profit margins?
but like that's just not that doesn't make sense. Like, if they were like the dominant console, right? I could understand them wanting to try it, but they're not. They haven't been in like a decade. I don't understand where this confidence that came from. Like,
And do you know
doesn't make
why
sense.
they aren't the dominant?
Because they don't make exclusives.
Exactly.
make
It is
games.
the one fucking thing that they need to do. Make good exclusives. But they don't do it. And guess why they don't do it? Because they believe in Game Pass too much. And I get it. Game
I mean,
Pass.
Game Pass is a recent thing, to be fair, but like even before that, they weren't doing it.
No, but I get it. Like, Game Pass is selling really well, and you always have a bunch of deals for it. So why don't you just make games exclusive to there? No! It's because you guys are dumb. You're stupid.
Okay, I have a bit of a hot take. I think this is a hot take, but like I think Game Pass. And sure, I might be a little biased, but like even if I loved Xbox, I still think like Game Pass is kind of shit. Like the concept of it, like I think it's kind of bad because it's like, especially because it has that whole like thing where like they can just remove games whenever they want, which they do, which is like not good. That's not great because you're already spending money, right? And then not only do you not own these games, but like they could just remove like I love this. I don't know, like Jet Set Radio, right? And then they're just like, you know what, you can't play that game anymore. And I'm just like, what the fuck, right? Like even if like a different company did this exact thing, I'd be like, no.
That is true. It should be more like Netflix, where it's on there for like at
But like
least
Netflix still removes shows, right?
They do.
Okay,
Yeah.
more like
Hulu also does it.
Oh, Hulu does it. Well, that's what streaming services do.
Yeah.
But
like-
however, they do it after years of being on the service, not like
Right.
after 2 months.
Well, actually, the reason is because every show has bidding rights, and sometimes just someone outbids like another show, or the bid becomes too high, and then they let it like that's
Or the company decides to
bunch of,
make
like-
their own streaming service.
like for example, It's Always Sunny in America. Hulu outbidded Netflix streaming rights, but in Europe, Netflix of Europe outbidded Hulu of Europe for It's Always Sunny. So Netflix is streamed on It's Always Sunny
Right.
is streamed on different platforms across the country. That's why, like Netflix of Singapore had Avatar for so long because it was just always too expensive or perceived to be too expensive for Netflix of America to stream because they have to give money
But
to
that's not
whoever
how.
they don't own the shows.
But that's
Yeah,
not
but
how.
like, Xbox doesn't have
Xbox
that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. They own all these games, so they're just doing it.
Exactly.
Like they're just choosing to do that. Which is like fuck.
If manufactured, you'll miss the boat.
Yeah.
Syndrome. They're literally making you say, "Hey, you can get such a good deal on this game, and this game's old, and you can't just go to GameStop or Walmart and buy the system it's on. So why don't you just buy it now? Because it's not going to be there." And even
Which is, like,
Nintendo's
fucking
they're like,
gross.
"Hey, I'm going to play the first Fire Emblem game or the Mario games, on the Switch. Well, it's such a good deal. It's $60 for 3 games, but you can only do it till March 31st. Why wouldn't you? It's not like you have a GameCube. You can't just go buy it. It's like, it's such a shitty business practice. And if anything, the past year, and especially this past month and week, moreover, have shown us that the people in the big chairs with all the money don't really have their fingers on the pulse anymore and don't really understand it. They do whatever makes their profit margins grow. And like you said earlier, Neil, developers, and I just think companies in general, do not have long-term vision. they're very tunnel visioned. They're very
It's
short
especially
minded.
when they're making money. That when they start like getting some success, they're like fuck the long term. They're just like right now I want to make as much money as possible. Is what happens. When they're struggling, they're better at looking like Nintendo with the Wii U and 3DS was like, oh, they were very smart business wise, except for the most part, like they cut prices, like they were good with that stuff. But then the Nintendo Switch, they're like, I'm on top, baby. I don't give a shit. In limited
Like,
time games, fuck yeah. If they did
I
it in
think
the Wii U era, dude, they'd be
it wouldn't
so much
have
trouble.
worked. I think the big
So
problem with it
fucked.
is like there's that saying, art through adversity. Like the struggle of making something will make it better.
Yeah.
Just like because you
Yep,
couldn't
yep.
do everything, you had to envision you had to take your vision and warp it in a specific way to make it a reality. Like there's no video game, there's no movie, there's no TV show, it's not even a console that is its first idea. The what do you call it? The genesis of the idea.
Yeah.
It's just like the Switch. No, it was not this. It wasn't the dock with the tablet and the Joy-Cons, and then they showed it, and then Nintendo said, I love it, put it on the shelves. Probably changed 30 different times in a million microcosmic ways. But, sadly, especially with companies making business practices, the more money they're making, the less they have to try, and the less they have to try, they have to really think about what is actually a smart business practice, because I assure you, a Microsoft that was going bankrupt or, like, on the edge of not being relevant would see Game Pass and what happened with Xbox Live and shit themselves and be like, why would we do that? I'm sure the Nintendo that made the Switch because it was this, or it would have been the Wii U failure part 2, would have been like, why would you make games that are only out for less than a year?
Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
Yep,
You
yep,
have to
yep.
sell your system. But they do well, and they do so well that they can literally sit back in their chair and they think, okay, how can we make money? Oh, well, re-release the Mario games. Okay, well, that's projected us to net this much money. However, a statistic has shown that if we limit it, now people are going to feel like they missed the boat. They're going to buy more of it. But then what statistics can't account for is for people in mass agreement saying, this is a shitty business practice. I'm not going to buy it now. And then the company tries to explain it away as, oh, well, I guess old Mario games aren't marketable. It's not marketable to sell older games. It's like, no, your business practices are what's unmarketable.
Yeah, like they're not dumb.
The statistics don't account for human feelings, emotions, desires. They account for numbers and trends.
That's what companies when they're down, that's when they're the nicest. Like Nintendo, they had like comparatively a godlike virtual system, a virtual game system compared to like the Switch or whatever, because like they knew that they had to like get you to buy it in other ways. But it's like in this, they're like, no, we have money, so I don't really give a shit anymore. Well, that's what makes this Xbox thing so weird, because it's like it's not like Xbox was like on top of the console market. Like why? Like I just where did this come from? It's so weird to me. It's so funny.
What if it was that other way around? Like, what if it was, oh shit, we're struggling. Maybe we should see what we could do with Xbox Live.
Yeah, but I want to believe that they're smart enough to know that hiking up the prices, like higher than all of your other competitors,
do you actually have that much faith in them though?
But listen, that's like business 101, bro. Like if you have competitors, right? If you want to sell more, you don't increase the price. That's just not what you do. That never works. Like
I don't think Xbox has ever observed what happens when two gas stations are street from each other, because you'll only go to the one with the cheaper prices. I think they've never seen that happen before, so they were like, we need to make more money. Jack up the prices. Like, no, but if we lowered it by like $20, now 5,000 more people are going to buy it. These are 5,000 more people that weren't ever going to buy it. So yeah, while everyone else is spending less money, these 5,000 people have rebalanced our risk of return and have actually netted it. It's like a sale. No company makes a sale without assuring that they're going to make their money. Like when like when a soda company does a 10 for 10. That's fucking crazy. How are they selling the soda for $1? Because they know, all right, well, only 2 people were going to buy 10 things of soda on one day. And before the sale price, that's only like, what, $11? So yeah, one person would have, these 2 people made us more money than one person on the sale. But now if we do the sale, now 10 people are going to do it. So now we just made $100. Now, granted, each soda individually was cheaper, but no sale makes something any cheaper than it costs to make. So
Yep.
Xbox Live can be run off of $60 because they're making money and still funneling it to keep the servers up.
Yeah. Plus,
So they would be making more money. But unfortunately, and I'm not even a fucking business major. I don't understand business on a very.
yeah, you don't. This is common sense. You don't need to be a business major for this.
Yeah.
This is me working in a grocery store, understanding that people come when the sale comes. Unfortunately, a 20-year-old criminal justice major knows more than someone who has the final decision to hike up the Xbox Live money.
Yeah, no, but it makes even less sense because those prices are all industry standard. It makes even less sense because when everyone else is doing that, why would you then not? It just doesn't make sense. It's baffling. These are people who these are trained professionals. I don't understand how this can happen. It's so funny.
Like I said, this past week has
how
proven us that quote unquote professionals.
I just want to know how.
I don't particularly know myself. I think it's a shitty business practice, but I think we have also wasted
funny.
too much
Anyway.
breath on talking
Yeah.
about a stupid company. So
Anyway,
so let's move on to another stupid company. Or well,
Yes.
I don't think it's that I don't think Steam is that stupid. I mean, they made Steam and they don't have to make any other games cuz everybody just goes on their platform.
Dude, they're genius. They literally never have to make another video.
They never do. However, people ask for Half-Life 3, and yet how have they never realized they're never gonna make it because they don't have to?
They also don't want to. Clearly,
Yeah, they definitely
they make
want
enough
to.
money off of Steam, bro. That's all they need.
Why waste time and money when you can just make it passive income?
Yeah, when you can do nothing and just make money, essentially.
True. So, but however, the owner of it, even though they are nowhere close to
Cooper.
creating any new product, wants to create a brain-computer interface for gaming that's like VR, except it's more like SAO or like IRL SAO or like IRL Ready Player One, I guess.
I don't know, man. I'm not looking forward to the day that I fucking link start and then I get a fucking Google ad. I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, so true.
Okay,
How
okay.
fucking funny would that be, though?
Wait, hold on. I have a really, really quick tangent.
Sure.
Have you guys on YouTube? Have you guys seen that ad with like that girl and she's like, what's it? Wearing red or something. She's like masturbating. That's what it's basically what she's
Wait,
doing
what?
in the picture,
Yes,
like a thumbnail.
I have no
Just
idea,
like-
dude. I tried
Like, what is
recording it
going
because I was like-
on?
dude, I was like, what is this? Because like at first I thought it was
Seriously.
me. I was like, I watched because I watched a compilation of what's that? It's like a pet soccer. It's the woman who made Bunny Girl Senpai. It's with that girl who like doesn't emote at all. The pet Sakura-san or something.
Oh, so yeah, Pet Nakanojo. Yeah. I know what you're
Yeah, I
talking about.
watched like a 10-minute compilation of like the funniest moments, and then that ad happened. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Does the algorithm think I was watching hentai or something? I'm glad.
Like,
to know.
yeah, no,
Like, dude,
it'll
was-
show up on shit that has nothing to do with anime or anything. It just shows up. It's so weird.
Dude, my feed is Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and like Attack on Titan. And I'm like, this is strange. None of these are like lewd shows. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah, like it's not just it's happening to, like just random people. Like it just happens. Like you just get that ad. It's just like there's other ads apparently. That's the only one I've seen. But like it's just weird. It's weird to me.
Yeah, dude.
What's going on? YouTube. How are you letting this happen? Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Commercials on TV are better than ads on the internet. Fucking.
It's true.
They're both vitriolic and toxic messes, but at least on TV, I fucking know I'm not gonna get a masturbation ad.
Yeah, like dude, like YouTube, your terms of services. Some YouTubers can't like curse and shit, but like you can let this happen. Like explain, dude. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there.
No one does, not even them.
Yeah. Like, how did this get through? It's so funny. What are they doing? Like, be consistent, YouTube. That's all I'm asking.
Yes. So like I don't know. I think a virtual reality would be cool, but at the same time,
Yeah, dude.
gotta try to find fucking line, man. Have you guys seen that meme? It's Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean, and
Yeah.
You know the original line where he's like, "You best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one now." They edited it to where he's like wearing like cyberpunk attire.
Oh
You
my
best start
God.
believing in cyberpunk dystopias. You're in one now. And I'm like,
That's great.
the way the world is now, man. I think we got to cool our jets on the AI and virtual reality. I think we need to figure ourselves out first before we
That's
start trying to literally create the world in cyberspace, and before we make digital information sentient. Like, we can't even figure ourselves out yet. Even
it's true.
sci-fi understands that usually the planet is unified before they even fucking attempt to go to space.
That's
Like
true. That's
with
true.
aliens. Like all sci-fi literature, you never hear someone say, "Oh, there's damn Russians in Mass Effect." You know why? Because they're all fucking Earth. Like, I don't know. I don't think we're ready for virtual
No.
reality yet.
We aren't. We are
But at the
not.
same time, I kind of want it. I'm like, that sounds cool.
That is
Just
true.
to
As
push
much
push
as I
the
hate
limits of tech, man. Let's do it. I want to see.
Like, as much as the show is bad, I would love to be in Sword Art Online.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
that-
I would give up a lot of things. I would want that so bad.
And I
guarantee you
quote,
Prime
I
League
would give
be-
up a lot of things, Neil, 2021.
I mean, think about it though. You literally lay down in bed and you go in
Yeah.
your own virtual world. That's gonna
Like,
lower
dude.
crime. That's just gonna and like when you're in the real world, it's just gonna raise like public productivity, because if you're not out in the world, you're just playing Minecraft. But if you're out
It'd
there,
be so
like,
cool.
what are you gonna do? Go play a fucking Switch? Like, you could dive into your own world. If you're outside, you're gonna be like exercising or some shit.
Yeah.
Anything is just gonna like, hey, listen, like, it's gonna make our numbers look good. And like I said recently, companies only know numbers. So,
Yes. So,
and plus, I'm playing Sword Art Online.
oh my God.
Same. I like Sword Art Online.
So before we
like
get
it.
into the next topic, which is going to be talking
Okay.
about furry Bowser. Yes, I know what I said.
Furry Bowser.
I just saw that the Microsoft Store tweeted to like a One Piece like site pretty much.
What?
Someone asked, "Hey Microsoft Store." This was Artor of Library of Ohara. Said, "Hey Microsoft Store, who will join the Straw Hat Crew, Carrot or Yamato?" And the Microsoft Store didn't just say something. They said, and I quote, "Yamato could be an ambassador for Wano like Odin." They did research.
Agreed.
Or they actually fucking read it, which is insane.
Well, I feel. Well, like, yeah.
the
I feel like
Twitter
a social
user
media
reads
guy
it.
probably reads it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, like,
actually really cool.
It's not
Whoever
like Phil
reads it.
Spencer runs the Twitter.
Yeah. No, it's not him.
Like Wendy's Twitter. Wendy herself does not run the Twitter.
Yes.
No.
Yes, she does.
Wendy's
It's just
Twitter
some
is
guy.
run by some really sarcastic guy.
Yes.
It's like, that's why you hire PR teams. But I think that's
Yeah.
amazing. The Xbox
It is,
PR
it is.
team, or the guy who runs the Twitter, is that knowledgeable of One Piece.
Yes. So let's talk about Bowser's Furry.
Super Saiyan.
Is that game out? It's not out yet, right? Or is it? I
Comes
don't know.
out. So no, but the trailers for this have come out.
Oh,
So I just have a couple of questions I would like to ask you guys. So number
Okay.
one, how do you feel about Fury Bowser?
I think it's funny.
Think it's funny? Do you like
Yeah,
the
I mean,
fact that Mario and Bowser have essentially went Super Saiyan?
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to hate it. It's just, I don't know, man. There's no original idea, so
Fair.
it doesn't matter to me. And also, it's, I mean, maybe this is jumping the gun. I don't give a shit about it. So it's like, it's so inoffensive, not because it is inherently an inoffensive thing. It's just that I have so little stock in it.
Fair.
It's just like, neat. Like, that's like when for example, that's like when you would say like your favorite wrestler won. Like, I don't have any investment into wrestling, but I can at least be happy for you because you like it. So when people are like, "Oh my God, Bowser's Furry is so funny. It's such a meme. It's so cool." I'm like, good for you guys. I'm glad you like it.
Fair. My other question that I have to ask is, do you think that 6 to 7 hours for full completion of the Bowser's Fury section is short.
I mean, how is it supposed to be like a side mode, or is it supposed to be like its own full game? Like, I don't know.
I think they're
I feel like
supposed to be more like 2 games in one, but I could be
then
wrong.
then I think that's fine. I mean, when you quantify it as saying like 6 hours for a Mario game, I'm like, yeesh. But in reality, I've probably spent 6 hours on every Mario game I've beaten, so it's not too shocking to me.
It's like two,
I
3 hours to like no, it's 3, 4 hours, my bad. It's 3, 4 hours to beat it, about 6, 7 hours to get everything.
I think that's fine because I've literally never seen any game where like the stats of its completion, like just generic make the credit roll completion and 100% completion. I've never known any reporter to get it right because they'll like for example, when Torn of the Golden Country came out, everyone was like, it's going to take 12 hours to beat and 20 hours to 100%. When in reality, it takes 8 hours to beat at most, and it takes 30 hours to complete. So if anything, I think people always undershoot 100% completion and they way overshoot completion. Like it's not hard. People will figure out how to beat this game fast.
Yeah.
Like even non-speedrunners. Like if someone ever tells me it's a 20-hour game, I immediately think, oh, it's 17. It's a 17-hour game. The reason it's 20 hours is because it took you 3 hours to figure out how to play it optimally.
Yeah.
So that's my take. I think the time is fine, and I don't know, especially for someone like me, I find myself having less free time to beat games anyway. So it makes zero difference to me
Yeah.
time wise. I'll just if to me it's just is it good? Because if it's good, I'll just use my free time to play it.
Yeah. Neil, do you have any say on it? How you feel about Bowser's Fury? Do you like that it's kind of like they did the Saiyan stuff, and how do you feel about it being 6 or 7 hours? Do you think that's a fine enough time? Do you think it's too short, too long?
I think for an add-on to an existing game, I think that's a pretty reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
And is it $60, right? The game,
Yeah.
or is it less?
It's 60.
Yeah, but like if you add the portability factor with the new content, I guess it adds up. I
And
think that's a fair.
online,
That's right.
and online
That's true.
multiplayer.
Yeah, so that's fair. I think it's pretty
And
fair.
I think there's a picture mode now. Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So like, that sounds good. Sounds right.
I think that they could have like people were mad that it would only take like 3, 4 hours to beat because they thought it'd be longer, but I'm just like, there are so many other games you could yell at, like,
What are they expecting from a Mario game?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Also, who cares? As long as those like 4 or 5 hours are like godlike, like it's fine.
Right?
Because you're also getting a whole ass other game, so it's fine. I think it's fine. So no.
On our second to last topic, if I could pull it up. Pokemon.
Oh, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon.
What did Pokemon do?
Yeah, actually, what did Pokemon do?
You guys talk. I'm gonna.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just checked just because I'm a fucking madman. The new Attack on Titan episode's out, and I'm
nice.
so excited for when work work ends, because then I can come home and I can watch the Discord happen live.
Oh
that is as a manga reader, that's always a good time when you're like, I know everything.
It's
Your reaction.
I know everything. I'm like Okabe halfway through when
Yeah.
scene. I know everything.
Oh my god.
Also, Kyle, I watched the WandaVision episode and it was very good.
I know, right? Ugh. I nut every single time thinking about it. So, Pokemon has filed two strange. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Pokemon.
Right, anyway,
or is everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pokemon files two strange trademarks, but they are not likely not for games, which I don't think is completely true. There's one of them which I do. So, Pokemon Wonder, which they don't have pulled up, thank you, was for food, It covers food, drinks, education, etc. Pokemon Wonder, I'm assuming, is just going to be like a type of food.
I'm shocked. That feels like a name for a theme park. Pokemon Wonderland.
Oh, can we
Oh.
actually get that? Like, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool, but I also think it'd be funny because it'd be like, go through the Sinnoh region, and it's like, I guess I'm just walking through the Sinnoh portion of Japan. like,
That's
like
so
it's
funny.
Kanto, and you're like, this is Kanto,
It's,
Japan.
it's Hokkaido.
Go
Yeah,
through Unova. Wait, but this is just New York City.
This is New York. Yeah, it just
Uni-
becomes a
Isn't it
fair.
weird that Unova isn't like all of America? It's literally just the New York, North Jersey area.
Listen, we should be thankful we got anything.
That's true.
We should be thankful we got the last good generation.
And also there
That's-
is Hawaii because Gen 7 is just Hawaii.
Hawaii is essentially its own country that we stole.
True.
Think about it. They have their own language. Does Texas have its own language?
However, Pokemon Fusion Arts is linked to games and toys in Japan. So this could mean
Yu-Gi-Oh cards now. Fucking Pokemon Fusion. Is there Pokemon Synchro next?
So here is my take on it. Fusion Arts sounds so gimmicky enough. It's not going to be its own game. They are trademarking Gen 9's gimmick. I am calling it right now.
Do they need to trademark that?
They probably need to trademark the saying if you're going to use it on merchandise. Like Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing,
okay.
Z-Moves, Mega Evolution.
Have they trademarked those?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I personally believe Fusion Art is good. That we are officially going to have fusions in Gen 9. I'm calling it right now.
All right, I have a counterpoint.
Yes.
2 counterpoints here, just to play devil's advocate. One, this will be my short one. There actually was a Pokemon manga. I think it was around Gen 5, where the whole gimmick was the main characters fused with their Pokemon and like fought.
Oh, wait, really?
Oh, I'm not
Yeah,
talking about
and
Pokemon Human Fusion. I'm talking
What is
about
this? What is this called?
Pokemon
I know what you're talking
Pokemon
about.
Fusion.
I know what you're talking about. That's where I'm getting at. I think we're just gonna get like a manga or something about it. I think.
Wait.
But because and it ran longer than you think it would. But my main counterpoint to the gimmick being Pokemon fusions is, do
There
you
it is.
honestly think Game Freak is going to put any kind of effort into Pokemon fusions?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on,
Well,
real quick.
the
You're
arts
saying-
for the Gigantamaxes and for the Mega Evolutions are pretty good. Like, I like them. I like most of the Mega Evolution and Gigantamax designs.
All right, yeah, I'll give you that. But like, I don't know. Should we put any stock into Pokemon's creativity? I don't know. Like,
They're running
I'm
out
gonna
of
be honest
gimmick.
with you.
Well, what other gimmick idea do you think they would do for Gen 9? Because
don't think
obviously
we-
we're getting a gimmick.
I don't think you really need one.
Of course not.
I think you just wait a couple years and then make a new Pokemon game. But as we've discussed before, that's not an option for this company.
No. I'm saying they're trademarking it now because they probably have the concept set in stone, and in the next couple of years, we're probably getting the new ones.
I know. I understand what you're saying, and
That's
I'm
what
saying
it
I do not believe it'll be good, nor do I think it'll have any
Kind of life.
very minimal passion behind it. Because I'm actually gonna say it. I don't like Dynamaxing. I hate it, and I think Gigantamaxing is just Mega Evolutions.
It's
And
literally
I don't
Mega
like
Evolution with the Z
Gigantamaxing.
move.
Because
Doesn't
It's-
anyone like those?
yeah, I don't like I don't like Gigantamaxing because it's just fucking temporary Mega Evolution. Because we already had a good gimmick. Because it wasn't a gimmick, it was a natural evolution for the series. And honestly, so is Z-Moves. Z-Moves seems like a good step, giving them an ultimate move. But then Gigantamaxing is where it really feels like each generation had to have a gimmick, and it's like, I think we misunderstood what Mega Evolutions and Z moves are. One of them has the word evolution in it. It was literally the next evolution of our series.
I'll put it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think you should have just stuck with Mega Evolution and probably should not have had anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my personal opinion. But that's also because I really just like Mega Evolution. Anyways.
So I looked into that manga you were talking
Oh,
about.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. It's called Pokemon Birth. It's great.
Yes,
I
that's
found
what
that.
it was called. It's in something else, I'll tell you.
So,
Yeah, like this girl, I sent a picture of one of the characters. She's
I saw.
fused with Verizian or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting. Yeah, okay, I'm good now.
It's
I need
interesting.
to share that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, that's all. That's all. Okay.
Let's just talk about our last topic.
The big one.
So GameStop, its stock has skyrocketed because there's some weird thing going on, and
Neil, you're the business
all
and
right, you know,
financing.
you are the business expert.
Sure.
I have
Okay.
to go I have to go deal with some business. So I will be back in like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I like business is just a nice way to put it for the viewers
Okay.
at home not to think about weird things.
He's masturbating to the Verizian picture.
No.
All
But yes.
right.
But no, also
She
no.
is kind of waifu though. But yeah.
All right, you guys talk about it.
I feel
Okay.
like this would be the part in if we were sponsored, this would be the part where the sponsorship would kick in.
Right here. This is the time.
Right
Alright.
here.
So
Uh.
okay, I'll be honest. This is not something that I learned in school, but I do know what's going on. Like so, pretty very quickly. So what investors were doing, right? They were shorting the GameStop stock. What that means, right, is that you're essentially betting your money. Very simply, you're betting your money on that company failing, right? So the lower the stock price go, the more money you will essentially make. So then what a bunch of editors were doing, where they were like, you know what we should do? Let's just buy a shit ton of GameStop stock. There, what that actually does, right, is that it increases the price of the stock because so many people are buying it. So, which basically makes those big investors that had all these hedge funds and stuff trying to make money off of it failing, were losing money. Because the idea is that they buy it, you buy it at X price, right? And then it gets cheaper, you sell it, and you make more money off of that because the price is lower. But because the price is increasing, they cannot make their money back. In fact, they're just losing money, like billions of dollars, not like billions. And it's fucking hilarious because a bunch of random people with like $100 in their pocket just like fucked over a whole bunch of big rich people. And it's phenomenal. That's
Like,
essentially what's going on.
This fiasco in 1 week lost investors $91 billion.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh, it's a wonderful because the rich are just it's so good. It's funny. Like so, like that's basically what's going on with GameStop. Like I don't know why they chose GameStop. They just did. They were like, you know what, it's fun, let's do it. And
I think they chose it just because they're gonna die soon.
yeah, and like since then they've done it to other stocks as well, like AMC and like some other ones.
Yeah, they did. And then
Oh.
then all the Robinhood fiasco happened.
Yeah. Because with that, they were essentially stopping people from like investing in GameStop, like
And
buying stock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to basically help the rich people, which obviously people are not happy about. So like, there's already like a huge class. Like immediately after they did that, it was like a whole class action lawsuit against Robinhood, which is pretty ironic with their name because Robinhood steals from the rich, gives to the poor, and then they're like, you know what, fuck you, poor people.
To the rich.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Go ahead.
Moist Critical. He made a video on it.
He
One
did.
of his I think was sponsored by Robinhood once, and
Yeah.
I've never seen him more like regretful in his whole life about something. And like this man has shared some of the most embarrassing stories ever, and he's genuinely more embarrassed about Robinhood sponsoring him before all of this compared to all of that. I'm like, that's how you know, like, it fucked up.
I think the only time I've seen him more regretful is when he said he watched the Cuties thing on Netflix, Because he was
Yes.
like, he was curious. He was like, it can't be that bad, right? He watched it and he's like, oh my god, it
He
is
was like,
worse than you could have.
he was like, I only watched an hour, and he's like, and I already feel like a repulsive human being.
Yeah. He was like, you know what, my girlfriend sees me as a worse person. I don't even blame her.
Yeah.
It was.
Like, dude, it's so crazy. Just like that. Again, we keep living in moments in history, whether we want to or not.
Yeah. Like, what is up with that, man? I'm like, but
I
like,
saw this. I saw this great meme. It was 2020. It was like the beginning of political slash economic unrest. It was like the end. It was like a pandemic, and then it's 2021. It's the beginning. Political and economic unrest, and is King Neptune from SpongeBob, and he goes,
Yeah.
"It's even funnier the second time."
it definitely is funnier the second time. But like,
Remember when Australia caught on fire, and that was the biggest thing?
yo, that was early 2020, and I was like, it can't get worse than this, right?
Now there's like a low-key class warfare going on.
Yo,
Sparked by
it's wonderful. Yeah, it is nice to see, like, you know, rich people just getting fucked. It feels pretty good because like this is like
you go.
oh, I was like, because like the shit that like Reddit people are doing, like that's not anything that like the rich people have already done to like make their money anyway. So there's nothing wrong with this, you know. So
it is funny too because they're like, this is a crime. You guys are doing it wrong. It's like, it's free trade, man. It's not illegal.
dude. Like
Totally, you're not allowed to do it.
they're basically they're like, yeah, the free market, but they're like, but not when you do it. Not when I do it, it's fun. But like free market for me, but like for you, no. Then you can't, no. Like
It's
those are just beautiful.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, I was like, it's just beautiful to see the internet coming together and like just
Right?
do it. Like we can do good things together. It's just like, oh yes, the internet. Let's go.
We're stronger together. And
We're stronger together.
because I saw a meme a long time ago. It was like, what's classy if you're rich and trashy if you're poor, and it said doing hard drugs. And it's like, now what's classy if you're rich but trashy if you're poor, and it was stealing money. And it's like people aren't even stealing money. This is
yeah, they're just playing the market.
Legally, playing the market. It's all in legally acceptable terms.
Yeah.
This is the first time the entirety of an internet platform and a collective as a whole has like agreed to play the market in one way. Again, not illegal, but these big companies want it to be illegal because they've never had competition like Reddit.
Yup. They want it to be illegal for when other people do it.
Oh, not when they do.
Because like there's so much corruption, like shady shit that businesses do. Like it's like, yeah, it's really bad. Like they do way worse things than this. Like I mean, this isn't even bad. This is just normal. Anyone can do this.
This is some tip of the iceberg stuff.
Yeah. Like they do actual illegal shit, like actual illegal, or just like fucked up shit. You know, stuff like Amazon paying $0 in taxes and stuff like that. Like, come on, like get the fuck out of here. I can't pay. I have to. I can't get away with paying $0 in taxes. I'd go to jail. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude, fucking. I don't know, man. I also think it's kind of funny that like, I don't know. I get that you have to pay like your taxes. Like I understand that's just a thing you have to do. But I think it's funny that like it's not like we check how much taxes we owe just to make sure the government isn't like overcharging us. It's they make us do it, and if we don't do it correctly, then we go to jail. But they already know what the right answer is. It's like you should do your taxes just to be like, no, I'm actually owed $1,000 in a tax return, not $800. You guys are shortchanging me, or like I only owe this much in taxes, not this much. But instead, it's like the IRS is like, we know the answer. You have to give us the right answer, or we send you to jail for tax fraud.
And it's like annoying too, because it's like, because it's like why is it so complicated to do this? Like, if you wanted me to pay taxes all the time, you'd make it easy. So I wouldn't even like I'd be like, oh, I don't have to sit there for like hours trying to figure this shit out. Like, no, just make it simple. Like, be like, put in some numbers here and there, boom.
Dude, I remember being a little kid and I was like, dude, I better not fucking make it to 30. I can't with taxes.
I can't
seem much.
Oh my god. So,
Hey, Kyle.
my bowels have
Complaining about
officially been moved, I guess, if that's what you call it.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, Yeah, I just ate something like I think I just ate the wrong combination of foods last night, and I've just decided, and then my stomach just decided no, and I was like, okay, well,
Oh yeah,
anyways, so GameStop this is just so interesting.
it is.
It
It's
is. It is.
It's legendary, really.
I think that this will so backfire, and I feel like GameStop will go out of uh what is it? Out of
Business?
yeah, out of business soon. Sooner than we
I mean,
think, just because I feel like yeah, this might be in the short run, sure, but like eventually people are going to catch on and they're not going to be able to make any business. Or
Well, okay. The thing with stocks, right, is that they're not really like, okay, like it's like, yeah, this isn't gonna like, you know, fix their business or anything. Like, this isn't gonna do anything for them. This is really for the investors. This is really only relevant for them. GameStop's still fucked.
yeah, GameStop, well, which is funny though, because technically, aren't they like a Fortune 500 company now?
Yes, yes.
well, after this
Because
they are.
that's all based off the stock market. Because that's how you find like the value of a company. But just because the value is high doesn't mean they actually have a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, it's just the value of the stock. That's
Yeah,
like if a Yu-Gi-Oh card is expensive, but it's like it's a dog shit card. It's just expensive because it's rare.
yeah,
It's just
basically.
expensive because there's a waifu on it.
The waifu tax is
Waifu
very.
tax,
Dragon Maid's deck looking at
dude.
you.
Yep,
It
$300.
shouldn't be that expensive. It just is.
You know why? Because they have titties.
Yup.
True. Have you guys talked about everything you could about GameStop though? Because I don't have anything other than I just think this is incredibly stupid
I think it's beautiful. I think it's a very good thing.
I think it is a testament to what people can do when they work together for a cause.
for a noble
Yeah.
cause such as this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a noble cause. Like, because
Yeah.
obviously
Fucking with rich people, dude.
people
I'm
are
down.
yeah, dude, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny too how like now Dogecoin is a thing and people are
Yeesh.
refusing to sell their stocks just to fuck with investors. Like, there's so many hold
Yo.
the line memes.
God,
It's
it's
so
so
funny.
beautiful. Oh, it's so good.
Dude, this is like the one time like a meme has like stayed relevant for more than a week and I haven't been upset by it. Like, I'm genuinely
Mm,
happy every time I see something stock market related. I'm like,
yup.
oh,
So,
more. Tell me more.
I don't know, man.
yeah, please do more.
I don't know, man. When Utto Stinky was a thing for like 3 months, I was not complaining.
Yeah, that was
I don't even know what
hilarious.
that is.
It's just someone going, uh-oh, stinky,
And
because
it's
it was
like
like a cat.
and they like dub like a monkey voice, or they like dub like over like a monkey like with their mouth, saying it
I
like
saw the
Utto
weird
Stinky, haha, poopy.
dude. I saw a meme that literally knocked the wind out of me. It was so funny.
What was
It
it?
was Do you guys? So it was like every millennium. It was like every Gen Z. That's what we are, Gen Z, right?
I think so.
It's like every Gen Z kid when they die and get to the afterlife, this is what they're gonna see. And it was the fucking DNA production things from Jimmy Neutron with the monkey going, "Hi, I'm Paul." It was so funny.
Oh my god, that is
Oh,
really funny.
dude. But yeah, back on topic of what's happening with GameStop. I think it's so funny, and the Blockbuster Twitter tweeted out r/Wall Street Bets, and they said, "All right, guys, do your thing."
All right, guys, do your thing. Damn, best blockbuster.
Blockbuster Coon.
Gone too
But yeah,
soon.
no.
I don't
There's
have
one
anything
left.
else more to say about it. Do you guys?
No,
Not really. I'm not exactly a business expert, so I mean,
same.
I may not get 90% of what's going on, but all I know is rich people bad, rich people lose money, and honestly, I'm down.
Yeah,
Say
same,
no more.
same. That's basically me as well.
Hilarious. It is funny. Hopefully next month we have actual stuff to talk about instead of what we did. Because there were some topics that I think that I feel like I was grasping for straws at the end of the month, like Gabe Newell and his whole thing, and
But I mean, when you boil it down to it, most
The Swish Pro
podcasts,
again.
if anything, are just like, let's come up with 5 things to talk about, and if we just so happen to talk about other stuff, well, hey,
Yeah,
it's a podcast.
That's
That's
true.
what it's there for. Like,
those are
it's
the most fun podcasts when they talk about like random shit.
yeah, because like you get sort of like a viewpoint into like, you don't just tunnel vision yourself. It's nice that we allow ourselves to go on rants about video game trailers and gameplay demos, even though it's nothing news related, but it's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun to do podcasts because it's basically just it's literally just letting the general tone of your hangout or your friend group dynamic, and then just it's content now.
Yes. Pure content.
Pure distilled content.
Pure, disgusting, ruthless, dirty, nasty content.
Gunk.
Gunk.
What did you put in
Oh,
the
which
chat?
one is
I just-
this?
that's what she looks like without before the transformation. Just thought I'd throw that in there too.
Ugh.
Why did they decide to
poking
make her
fun.
wet?
I don't know, dude. It's just a picture on the
You gotta
Wikipedia
read the
thing.
manga to find out.
You gotta read the manga.
Well, now I gotta find out, I guess. Anyways, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. Comment down below what you guys think is the most interesting thing we talked about, and explain your opinions and views on it. And subscribe, because we do a podcast every week, or we try to. Even if
Hell
I
yeah.
fuck up missing editing a gaming video, which I did on Friday. Because Crash was supposed to be that day, but I was putting it off, and then putting it off, and then it was Friday, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'll just put it out on Monday. Whatever. We have enough to support us for the semester, but normally for the podcast, I like putting them out there every week. It's just a nice thing to do every week to kind of come together when we kind of can't sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially because like you don't need to be like in person for a podcast. We can do
Yeah,
it like we're
just
doing
talk.
now.
So
Discord.
true. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
I think that Take care, guys.
Bye.